25%. Chapter 101. This woman can be the side concubine of the crown prince, and you have such a big face. Subscription required. The Xingyu sect is not an ordinary sect, it is the strongest sect in Qingchuan Mansion, and there are strong people at the peak of the gathering spirit realm in the sect. Moreover, the Xingyu sect is a dual cultivation sect, and the Taoists in the sect can perform combined martial arts, and even the great cultivators of the transformation spirit realm can compete with one or two. In this case, Zhang Yanren can comprehensively show that the combat strength has reached the level of the transformation spirit realm. And Zhang Yanren is less than 20 years old, and he can have such strength, which shows how strong the talent is. At least the genius level, it is very likely to be the peerless genius level. Genius, or peerless genius. Not only Xiahou Jing was surprised, but others were also curious about Zhang Yanren's specific information, and they all looked towards the Xuanji guards. If it is a peerless genius level, you may be able to let the crown prince marry him as a side concubine. Xiahou Jing is worthy of being the master of a country, and while being shocked, he has begun to weigh the pros and cons in his heart. He was thinking about how to protect the Zhang family from the Qingyan sword sect. A Zhang Yanren, coupled with the fact that the Zhang family is a family force, already has this value. The Xuanjia guard's forehead secreted a trace of fine sweat when everyone looked at him, but fortunately, he had excellent psychological quality, and quickly opened the letter and read, Zhang Yanren, the eldest daughter of Zhang Chushuan's eldest son, Zhang Jingshuan, is 16 years old this year, and her cultivation is in the middle of the gathering spirit realm, and she once defeated the half-step Zon rank fierce beast Black Crystal Python in the Beast Tide War. As soon as this news came out, Xiahou Jing immediately recognized Zhang Yanren's talent. 16 years old, in the middle of the gathering spirit realm, it can be seen that the cultivation talent is amazing. If there is a royal family background, 7 rank strength background, now it may have touched the O4 spirit realm, and 70% may break through the Jaden realm in the future, and 30% may break through the divine mansion realm. You can leapfrog the level to fight the half-step Zon rank fierce beast Black Crystal Python, representing strength. The Black Crystal Python is an invincible beast of the same rank, with extremely strong defense and attack. Half-step Zon rank, even the great cultivator of the ordinary spirit realm was not willing to provoke. Zhang Yanren can win, which shows that his combat talent is amazing. This daughter can be Longer's side concubine. Xiahou Jing was happy in his heart and couldn't help but speak. In his mouth, Longer Xiahou Long, the prince of the Yu kingdom, the eldest son of the concubine, and the only son of Xiahou Jing, in his vein, the only heir of the Yu kingdom. Xiahou Long suffered an accident when he was a child, his body was very weak, he had a royal background, and he was also in the early stage of breaking through the gathering spirit realm at the age of almost 30 this year, and whether he could break through to the spirit gathering realm in this life was a problem. Xiahou Long's wife is the eldest daughter of the right minister Zhao Si, who belongs to the type of big girl, and her cultivation is not very good, belonging to a political marriage, and is used by Xiahou Jing to win over the Zhao family. After all, the Zhao family is the top strength of the 8 grades, and has 2 peak cultivators of the transformation spirit realm. Zhang Yanren has such a talent for cultivation and fighting. In Xiahou Jing's opinion, it is simply heaven pity him for his physical problems, and in a few years, he specially sent him a suitable daughter-in-law. With Zhang Yanyan's help, Xiahou Long's position as the future monarch can be as stable as Mount Tai. Thinking of the excitement, he almost did not immediately issue the decree. But at this moment, the Xuanjia guard continued. After several confirmations, it is determined that Zhang Chushuan masters the sword force. 95. It can also be determined that Zhang Yanren was still a fourfold refining body realm 10 days ago, and his cultivation has soared in recent days, which is suspected. Have the Xuanian holy vein. Hiss. The movement to mitigate global warming was transmitted to the Vietnamese court. For Zhang Yanren to defeat the Black Crystal Python, they were all well informed and had heard of it, but there was too much time and not accurate enough. They only thought that Zhang Yanren had defeated the Black Crystal Python in the early stage of the yellow rank. Even so, it has been shown that Zhang Yanren is very good. And at that time, everyone's attention was on Zhang Chushuan's sword defeating the 6-winged purple thunder lion and subduing it. No one expected that this would be the case. Zhang Yanren was actually only 16 years old, and he already had mid-stage cultivation in the gathering spirit realm. This is already fully in line with the standards for the 7-rank sect to recruit inner disciples, and even meets the standards of most 6-rank sects to recruit outer disciples. And Zhang Yanran actually still mastered the sword power, even if it was enshrined by the Yu royal family, the generals, the clan elders and those elders of the Lanyu pavilion. At most, they could comprehend a certain situation in half a step. Zhang Yanran has a strong talent for sword dating. If this is exposed, it is enough to attract the sect master of the 6-rank forces to accept him as a personal disciple, and even some 5-rank forces will be moved. 65 years old Zhang Chushuan, incarnated spirit realm, sword force. 16-year-old Zhang Yanran, in the middle of the gathering spirit realm, sword strength. These are two completely different concepts. Even Zhang Chushuan's achievements are enough to move the royal family and Lanyu pavilion to recruit as worshippers and guests. But all this is not as shocking as the 4 words of Xuanian Holy Vein, even if it is only suspicious. If Zhang Yan's infection of the Xuanian Holy Vein is confirmed, then even the forces of the 4 ranks, and even some legendary holy places, will send people to collect disciples. This news is too amazing. Shocked, everyone looked at Xiahou Jing. They didn't forget that this monarch said that Zhang Yanran could be the crown prince's side concubine. Xuanian Holy Vein to the prince as a side concubine. Dear face, monarch, is this news credible? Xiahou Jing felt that he was breathing a little. On the one hand, it was shown by the courtiers, but more excited. If Zhang Yanran is really the Xuanian Holy Vein, then the Yu royal family will pass the news to the 6 pins Shangzong, and the benefits are quite rich. As for their royal family, they are not qualified to have the Xuanian Holy Vein at all. Instead, some children of the royal family can marry with the Zhang family and get smeared. As for letting the prince marry Zhang Yanran, he was thinking of eating fart. At this moment, Xiahou Jing thought a lot. But all presupposes that the news is true. Monarch, except for the news of the Xuanian Holy Vein, the other news is very true. 35. Xuanjia Guard said respectfully. Because the news is too shocking, the Lord of Qingchuan Mansion and the Lord of Lintang County have ordered a thorough investigation. Zhang Yanran's comprehension of the sword power is not a secret in Lingxia town. On the day the beast tide broke out, hundreds of thousands of people saw her cast. As for the Xuanian Holy Vein, there is a 70% chance that it is true. 99. 70% possible. Xiahou Jing and the crowd of courtiers present were beating wildly in their hearts. Xuanian Holy Vein, that is Xuanian Holy Vein. Moreover, it is the activated Xuanian Holy Vein. 30% may be enough for the royal court to pay attention, and 70% can be completely gambled. Where could this 70% come from? 35. Sima Liang asked the doubts in Kunshan's heart. It was the housemaster who sent someone to investigate. The Xuanjia Guard spread out the letter in his hand and read, Zhang Yanran used to be the first genius in Lingxia town, reaching the 7-fold refining body realm at the age of 13, but then his cultivation regressed to the 4-fold refining body realm, and he couldn't advance in 3 years, and he had the title of fallen genius in Lingxia town. But 10 days ago, the news came out that Xingyi, the sect master of the Xingyu sect, had accepted a golden spirit body as an apprentice, and such a golden spirit body father had a verbal agreement with Zhang Yanran's father Zhang Jingshuan to marry. That golden spirit body thought that he had climbed the high branch and took the elder of the Xingyu sect to the Zhang family to retire the marriage, but he witnessed Zhang Chushuan take out 11 lower-grade spirit stones to activate the Xuanian holy body in his body for Zhang Yanran, and enter the gathering spirit realm in one step. 35. 7 days later, Zhang Yanran broke through the middle stage of the gathering spirit realm in the face of the beast tide, and at the same time showed his sword strength. The Xuanjia Guard read out the detailed information. The Vietnamese royal family has been established for 300 years, and it is difficult to say in other aspects, but the news is absolutely well informed, and this is the foundation of this country. The people present were not simple, and everyone who had heard the rumors about the Xuanian Holy Vein had heard it. The heavy performance on Zhang Yanran's body is indeed in line with the changes before and after the awakening of the Xuanian Holy Vein. However, some people care about different things, and they are even more surprised that Zhang Chushuan was able to take out 11 lower-grade spirit stones for Zhang Yanran to use. Even Xing Yi and others can think of things. These old foxes who have been officials in the court for many years naturally think about it. The Zhang family is likely to occupy a lower-grade spirit stone vein, or inherit some treasure. Zhang Chushuan hid back then, perhaps as a clever dormancy strategy. For a time, various ideas were entrenched in everyone's minds. From this point of view, Zhang Yanran is indeed very likely to be the Xuanian Holy Vein. Xiahou Jing's eyes were hot, and he couldn't wait to immediately send someone to Lingxia town to confirm the situation. But he knew that as a king of a country, he was most anxious to be anxious. What about the last piece of news? Shah Hujing changed the topic and also cooled everyone's emotions. But all he thought about was how to tie the Zhang family to the chariot of the Yu kingdom. Father, this Zhang family is really terrifying. Operator. Shah Hujing sighed in his heart. The Xuanjia guard respectfully read out the news. When he heard that Zhang Chushuan's wife Nangong Mushui rode the black crystal worm to destroy the Sichao sect, no one was left. Everyone is very calm. In front of the Xuanian holy vein, none of this mattered. At this time, no one felt that the Zhang family was brainless. The smart people have arrived first, and the news of the Xuanian holy vein must be released by Zhang Chushuan. The ghost fox is still that ghost fox, and the soldier demon is still a soldier demon. It has long been calculated to the side of the imperial court. For Zhang Yanran, the royal family must help. Even Lanyu Pavilion will move its mind, and it may not let the Qingyan sword sect intervene to take care of it. Qingyan Mansion emergency. At this moment, another Xuanjia guard appeared outside the main hall. Qingyan Fu emergency. Everyone was puzzled. That place is not the border of the country, it is also the meeting place of the Fierce Beast mountain range, and it is also the place where the Qingyan sword sect sits. What can happen? Zan. Shah Hujing waved his hand. The Xuanjia guard entered the main hall, knelt down on one knee, and said loudly, "There is an urgent report from Qingyan Mansion. Qingchuan Province Zhang Chushuan, riding the earth-level beast Suzaku Beizong to test the sword Qingyan sword sect." 99. 26%. Chapter 102. The golden scales are the things in the pool, and the dragon changes when it meets the storm. Subscription required. Zhang Chushuan rode the earth-tier beast Suzaku to the Qingyan sword sect. Ground-level beasts. Beizong tried the sword. Zhang Chushuan's 3 grandsons have comprehended the sword force. Yi Qingyu of the Qingyan sword sect and Zhang Chushuan made a verbal agreement to marry their only daughter to Zhang Chushuan's youngest grandson Zhang Yanting as his wife. 5. Zhang Chushuan is suspected of comprehending the sword intent. Zhang Chushuan left a special sword, which made Yi Qingyu and his daughter Yi Zihan comprehend the sword force, and Yi Hai, the elder of the Qingyan sword sect, also took a half-step sword force. Hearing the messages read out by the Xuanjia guards, there was a dead silence in the Yu Wang's palace, and it was extremely quiet. The news was so shocking that they couldn't believe it for a while, and they couldn't believe it. With 4 words left in my head, how is it possible? Any one of the above matters is enough to cause serious discussion in the court of the Vietnamese kingdom, and they dare not be frivolous. But at this time, a burst of brains appeared, making everyone's thoughts very dull. This news is that true? Shah Hujing clenched his hands and tried his best to control his emotions. If these news are true, then this family is terrible. It's so terrifying that even the royal family can only be friendly and cannot be offended. Yu Guoyan, 100% true. The Xuanjia guard lowered his head, held the letter in his hand high, and said aloud, "When the incident happened, the Qingyan sword sect happened to be holding a big competition for inner disciples, and there were all the masters of all the incoming and permitted forces of Qingchuan Mansion, large and small, as well as powerful scattered cultivators, and even the Qingyan Mansion master was also on the scene." 5. Due to the large number of people present, the Qingyan sword sect not only did not hide it, but also took the initiative to announce the news, revealing the meaning of giving up the operation of Qingchuan Mansion. The lord of the house crossed the county lord and sent the news to the royal capital, hoping that the royal family would deal with it as soon as possible. The things dictated by the Xuanjia guards were all written by the house master in his own letters. Because the Qingyan sword sect acted in a relatively decent style and was not keen on power, the small life of the official power in Qingyan Mansion was okay. The Yu royal family also had the intention of wooing the Qingyan sword sect, and did not interfere in the affairs of Qingchuan Mansion. Response: 99. It really needs to be dealt with. Shah Hujing raised his expression, and his gaze swept over the faces of the group of ministers below. Intention: Qingchuan Fu, Dongxing County, Zongjia Town, resist the medium-sized beast tide, merit to Qingchuan Fu, credit to Lintang County, and credit to Yu Country. Zhang Chushuan, the head of the Zhang family, once won glory for the Yu kingdom, and after hiding his life, he also diligently developed the family and became the pillar of the country. Now order, make Zhang Chushuan the Marquis of Wu, and eat Qingchuan Mansion. Now ordered, the Zhang family is designated as the top family of the 8 products, and it can enjoy. Now ordered, the Zhang family has the right to form an army of less than 10,000 people to defend against the ferocious beast mountain range. Reward: gathering spirit pill, 10 Tongji pills. A long list of orders came from Xiahou Jing's mouth, and he didn't even consult with the group of ministers present. In the main hall, the left and right ministers, listed as generals, and many officials were shocked, and none of them spoke. Is the reward for the Zhang family rich? Rich. Quite generous. Xuantian continent, the titles are divided into princes, dukes, counts, marquises, barons, viscounts. Among them, the prince can only be granted if he is promoted to the dynasty or even the imperial dynasty, and the king of the Yu kingdom itself is equivalent to the power of the dukes under the lowest level 6-rank dynasty, and even inferior. Xiahou Jing can at most be divided into the titles of count, marquis, baron, and viscount. Among them, the count is generally only available to the children of the royal family, and they also have to work hard to protect the society, and even if they are divided, it is more symbolic, and how much they can get depends on their own actual strength. Zhang Chushuan was originally just a commoner, at least in his identity. Crossing the Viscount and Baron directly owns the Marquis, which can be said to be a step to the sky in the territory of Vietnam. There is also the family hierarchy. If it is an ordinary family, it must apply for assessment according to the regulations of the government or sect to have a grade, and the combat strength belongs to the combat strength, and the rank is measured by the realm. But Xiahou Jing used combat strength and other Zhang family levels to be the top 8 rank, eliminating the process that the Zhang family needed to assess. Although in the face of absolute strength, this is not a problem. But this does not meet the rules set by the previous sect. When this kind of thing happens, the courtiers will generally oppose it, at least it will not make things so smooth, this is the way to plot. But this time, no one objected. First, the Zhang family has merit. Medium-sized beast tide, rare in 100 years, if the government is not well prepared, the entire Lintang County will suffer heavy losses, and the sweeping place will not only stop at Lingxia Town or even Qingchuan Province. HTT. Second, the Zhang family is strong enough. Not to mention that Zhang Yanren has the strength to leapfrog the level to fight against the Transformation Spirit Realm cultivators, Nangong Mushui, Black Crystal Worm, and the 6-winged Purple Thunder Lion are all real Transformation Spirit Realm great cultivators. And Zhang Chushuan himself has the strength of the late stage of the Transformation Spirit Realm, and is suspected of mastering the Sword Intent, and must have mastered the half-step Sword Intent. In other words, Zhang Chushuan has combat power comparable to that of a real person in the Jaden realm. If the combat power of the leapfrog battle is not enough for the superior forces to make an exception, then the combat power of the battle over the level is definitely enough. With Zhang Chushuan alone, the Zhang family can be called the quasi-7-pin family. What's more, the Zhang family also has the ground tier beast Suzaku, and if the energy is sufficient, this is also a Jaden realm combat power. Even the royal Xiahou family and Lanyu Pavilion have to pay attention to this force. Especially after the news of the Qingyun sword sect, the Zhang family can be the third force in the territory of the Yu kingdom. Third, potential. Of the 3 generations of the Zhang family, 4 of them have already determined to comprehend the sword force, and they are all Tianzhao. Among them, Zhang Yanren is also the Xuanian holy body that has successfully awakened. The spirit beasts of the Zhang family protector clan are the Black Crystal Worm and the 6-winged Purple Thunder Lion, all of which are leaders of the same rank. Plus Zhang Chushuan, a suspected half-step knife intent. This is a future giant visible to the naked eye. Fourth, Zhang Chushuan defeated the Qingyun sword sect and already has control of Qingchuan province. To sum up the above 3 points, both the Lanyu Pavilion and the royal family will want to win over the Zhang family, not destroy it, then they can only show favor, not coercion. Otherwise, once the Zhang family falls to a certain side, the role it can play will be fatal. The Zhang family is weaker than Lanyu Pavilion and the Yu royal family, but they have the strength to fight, and the potential is the most huge, and it is also a kind of capital. In this case, the trend of the 3 dings is established. Xiahou Jing was naturally willing to push the boat along the water to return Qingchuan Mansion to the Zhang family. Anyway, this Qingchuan Mansion was already within the sect's sphere of influence. And due to the defeat of the Qingyun sword sect, Lanyu Pavilion could only acquiesce. To sum up, as long as there is no brain disease, no one will stand up and contradict Xiahou Jing at this time. Otherwise, being remembered by the Zhang family is completely the way to death. And to be able to safely mix in the court as an official, there is absolutely no stupidity. The Zhang family sealed the reward, it is logical. There are many eyes that are gloomy, as if they have traveled through time and space and seen the once brilliant figure. Ghost Fox. It's still that Ghost Fox. I thought that he had the strength and fainted, daring to ignore the Qingyun sword sect and Lanyu pavilion to make a move against the three sects, but as a result, people had long thought of the way back. 35. Directly attack the Qingyun sword sect for the right reason, show strength and value, and while regaining control of Qingchuan Mansion, let Lanyu Pavilion and the royal family see the value and win over respectively. Quote, fair and righteous Yang conspiracy, no one could refuse at that time. From then on, the Zhang family replaced the Qingyun sword sect as the third largest force in the Yu kingdom, and was also competed for by the Lanyu Pavilion and the royal family, and its position was stable, and it could still sit in Qingchuan Mansion. Also, if it weren't for such a heart, who would be able to be willing to be a non-conformist family all the time? What a terrible plan. Ghost Fox. The golden scale, Li Hao, is not a thing in the pool, a dragon that changes when it meets the storm. Finally, the courtiers who realized it later understood the key point. It turned out that when Zhang Chushuan released the wind to deal with the three accidents in Qingchuan province, his eyes had long surpassed Qingchuan province, even beyond Lintang County, and stayed at the level of the entire Yu kingdom. When everyone was laughing at him, people had already accomplished a big thing. Never entered the flow of the family, in just half a month, jumped up to become a quasi-7-pin family, sitting firmly in the land of Qingchuan Mansion, gaining fame, status, and practical benefits. How terrible. Ghost Fox. Soldier Demon. Many courtiers were enthusiastic. Zhang Chushuan is so strong that people think it's too amazing. Once these surprises also came from occasional hears and memories. But this time I felt it for myself, and it felt completely different. Since the Zhang family has risen, I don't know if I can end the 300-year-long campaign in Nanyang Prefecture. I cross the country, can I rise? The same question also appeared in the Lanyu Pavilion, the other 4 countries and the 4 sects. That Ghost Fox back then. What is the future after the metamorphosis so far? 26%. Chapter 103. How fierce Zhang Chushuan was back then, and the enemies were everywhere. Nanyang Prefecture has 5 states, which are Qi State, Zhao State, Yu State, Wu State, and Yan State in order of strength. The state of Qi is the strongest, occupying one of the 3 counties as Nanyang County, and the capital of Nanyang Fu, located in the northernmost part of Nanyang Prefecture. There are also 2 counties further down the state of Qi, which are connected to one of the counties of the state of Yan and the state of Wu. Although there is no Ghost Valley in the fantasy world, there is no Zhongyi Su Qin, but the way of combining vertical and horizontal also knows 1 or 2. The state of Yan and the state of Wu have always been in alliance with each other, pooling the strength of the 2 countries to jointly resist the state of Qi. There is a Shopan Lingxi vein in Nanyang County of the Qi state, so the Protector sect and the Qi royal family have been competing with each other, so that although the Qi state has always been the strongest of the 5 kingdoms, it is unable to go south under the joint obstruction of the Yan state and the Wu state. Both the state of Wu and the state of Yan had only 2 counties, the northern 2 counties united against the state of Qi, and the southern 2 counties were stationed by the inferior sects of Qipin and were responsible for defending against the state of Yu and the state of Zhao respectively. Lanyu County and Wu State were the main defensive force in the territory of Lanyu County, which was the main defensive force, and Dongyu County only bordered a small part, mainly with the first county of Zhao State. Lintang County can be said to be a natural barrier, resisting the fierce beast mountain range, and many times it is self-sufficient. Speaking of which, the whole of Dongyu County is sandwiched in the middle of the power of all parties, and the Yu royal family is not living well, all relying on a lower-grade spirit stone waste mine to support, and then through Lintang County to transport benefits, in order to faintly suppress the Lanyu Pavilion. But 35 years ago, something big happened. About 2 months before the accident in Qingchuan Mansion, the 5 Kingdoms' great competition opened. In the military exercise, Zhang Chushuan came out of nowhere, led the Yu kingdom to win the first place, and from the Zhao state and the Wu state, the 2 provinces won respectively returned to the rule of Dongyu County. Not long after obtaining these 2 provinces, the Yu royal family discovered a special Xuanji ore vein in the territory of these newly obtained 2 provinces, which can develop an 80% Xuanji weapon to use 057 ore, fluorite stone when forging. Relying on this vein, the Vietnamese royal family developed rapidly and had a great tendency to grow. But not long after, an accident occurred in Qingchuan Mansion in Lintang County, and the rights of Lintang County were stolen by Lanyu Pavilion, which delayed the development of the power of the Imperial Hall. Under this trade-off, it has not become much stronger. But in this matter, there may not be no shadow of other countries. And one thing that has the shadow of another country is the destruction of Zhang Chushuan Dantian. Bang, Jiao Guo, Dang Jiao County, Dang Jiao Mansion, Wangdu Dang Jiao Cheng. In the imperial study, Zhao Qian, the emperor of the Zhao kingdom, threw the letter in his hand onto the table, his face cloudy. Zhang Chushuan, this ant, actually did not die, but broke through to the spirit transformation realm, and even rose with his family. There are so many talented heirs in his family. If it weren't for the fact that this Nanyangzhou is a place of chess battles, and the 5 major and 6 product forces have agreed with each other, the Zhang family is afraid that the threshold will be broken, right? 35. Back then, we should have continued to spend money to find him and cut the grass and remove the roots. Now it's still a big problem after all. Zhao Qian's words were extremely murderous, and the temperature in the entire imperial study room dropped, and it was cold and piercing. However, those who can discuss in the imperial study room of Zhao Guoyan are not weak, at least at the level of the transformation spirit realm, and they will not be affected by this temperature. But many people have set off a terrifying wave in their hearts. They didn't know that Zhang Chushuan's deposition was actually related to Zhao Qian. Monarch, when Zhang Chushuan Dantian was destroyed, did you let people do it? 5. Someone asked out loud. Since Zhao Qian said it in front of so many people, he was not afraid of being known. The person who inquired looked extremely young, wearing armor, and was Cao Xin, the genius general who had risen in the past 20 years in the Zhao kingdom, and completed the foundation building at the age of 40 and broke through the transformation spirit realm. When Zhang Chushuan became famous, Cao Xin was only 5 years old and had never heard of the war between the 5 kingdoms, but after entering the army, he heard a lot of Zhang Chushuan related deeds from many old people, especially his master, Wei Shu, the general of the Zhao state. The name of the ghost fox soldier demon was very famous 35 years ago, but after a year, it was rarely mentioned again, and gradually, it rarely circulated in the territory of the 5 countries. For ordinary people, life and becoming stronger occupy the main theme, but in the high level of the army, this name has always been circulated, not only extremely extensive but also has a long history. On the one hand, the military character is more respectful of the strong. On the other hand, Zhang Chushuan used the original tactics of war are very clever, which is very novel for the natives of Xuantian continent who only know how to rely on strength or use battle arrays to force. Upward and downward, the name of Zhang Chushuan Ghost Fox Soldier Demon is even about to become a compulsory course. Cao Xin did not expect that the stunning Zhang Chushuan was actually destroyed by his own monarch. From the cultivator's point of view, this is understandable. From the point of view of a military man, this is somewhat shameful. Yes, it was the widow who gave the order, and for this he also lost a dark son that is extremely important in the territory of Vietnam. Zhao Qian stood up from his seat, the king's momentum emanated, and his dark pupils carried Sen's killing intent. 35 years ago, after years of layout, my Zhao kingdom had the opportunity to swallow a county in the northern Yan country, and also accept the 7-rank sect affiliation. Once successful, my Zhao country has 4 counties, 3 parties and 7-rank forces. There is a great chance to annex the land of Yuguo in 1 county. You must know that the old emperor of Yuguo has a physical problem. All these plans would have been launched after the 5-nation competition. At that time, the state of Zhao will definitely overrule the entire Nanyang prefecture. But all this was ruined by Zhang Chushuan. How can Benjin not be angry? Zhao Qian's words carried Sen's killing intent, almost turning into substance. If you want to rank Zhang Chushuan's enemies on the Xuantian continent, and Zhao Qian is second, then no one is the first. He Zhao Guo, after 3 generations of hard work and layout, the shogi game is arranged. 35 years ago, Zhao Qian was only 100 years old, and he had just broken through the Jaden realm, which was when he was young and strong, and when he had the most strength in his hands. At that time, the Zhao royal family used a scheme to make the Water Dragon Hall of the Zhao State Protector sect and the CC clan die and lose one by one. For a time, the voice of the Zhao royal family soared, and the seaside was temporarily free of the Sea tribe. It was also that year that Zhao Guo supposed the second owner of the Wind Thunder Mountain Villa of the Yan State Protector sect, and yes, the Wind and Thunder Mountain Villa had no way to manage the army to resist the attack of the Zhao state for a while. At that time, it was definitely the right time and place. It's just that at that time, it was the time when the 5-nation competition was held, and although the 5-nation competition was hosted by the 5 countries, it was actually organized by the 5 major 6-product upper sects, and it was specially selected for talents in this chess battle, which was also an alternative test for the 5 countries. Zhao Qian waited for the start. But who knew that Zhang Chushuan came out of nowhere, shined in the Five Kingdoms military competition, commanded the Vietnamese army to defeat the strong with the weak, and won the land of the two provinces of Zhao and Yan. It doesn't matter. During the Five Kingdoms Grand Competition, Zhang Chushuan also befriended the eldest son of the owner of the Wind and Thunder Mountain Villa, and accidentally saw through the layout of Zhao Guo in the Yan country. This disrupted Zhao Guo's steps. Especially after Zhao Guo handed over the most garbage in a county to Yu Guo, the Yu King's mansion discovered the fluorite vein within a few days. Relying on the fluorite ore vein, Yu Guo helped the Water Dragon Hall recover part of its strength, and also forged a special city to defend against the Xi clan, and had time to trouble the Zhao royal family. Almost instantly, the Zhao state's centuries-old plan was in vain, but on the contrary, the Yu kingdom took advantage of the situation to become much stronger, broke away from the inferiority, promoted to the upper class, and could compete with the Zhao state. In this way, how can Zhao Qian not hate? At that time, Zhang Chushuan was also named as a ghost fox and a soldier demon on his head, and although he was not accepted by the six-rank sect because of his talent, he was recognized as having an extremely rare talent for the battle formation master. This is simply a great scourge, especially for the neighboring country of Zhao, which is completely a big trouble. Public and private hatred stacked together, Zhao Qian gave up a Yu Guo dark son, plotted against Zhang Chushuan, and destroyed his Dantian. The Dantian was destroyed. Zhang Chushuan could not break through the gathering spirit realm in his life, and there was no possibility of entering the way of the battle formation, and the greatest achievement in his life was to be a general of a province and a county. Because the incarnation spirit realm is an existence that the refining body realm absolutely cannot understand. If Zhang Chushuan is the commander, arrange a wave of assassinations to win a victory. The more high-end the battlefield, the more so. What's more, the greater the strength of the soul, the more agile the thinking and insight, and the stronger the effect of the strategy. Everyone believes that Zhang Chushuan can lead the way in the same class, but he can't withstand the blow of dimensionality reduction. A generation of ghost fox soldiers and demons has fallen. Zhang Chushuan was clearly hit, hiding his edge, and nestled in a small town. Zhao Qian has the ability to find Zhang Chushuan, but the price paid is too far from destroying Zhang Chushuan. As a monarch, he would not do so for personal grievances. Since then, Zhang Chushuan has disappeared. As for the Vietnamese royal family for this hero, there is no merit for the use of the meritorious person, there is no merit to speak of. I didn't expect such a thing to happen 35 years ago. Cao Xin and the others marveled in their hearts, and at the same time, they raised the importance of Zhang Chushuan by several levels in their hearts. This thief has now broken through the spirit realm and created such a demonic family, he will become a big problem for my Zhao Guo's henchmen one day. Now everyone is brainstorming and trying to extinguish it. 35. Zhao Qian ordered fiercely. At the same time, in the capital of the Yan Kingdom, the sovereign of the Yan Kingdom also ordered, Zhang Chushuan. You can't give them a chance to grow. I didn't think about Zhang Chushuan helping to protect the kindness of Wind Thunder Mountain Villa, only benefits. This is the royal family. In the territory of the state of Qi, the royal family. Zhang Chushuan, send someone over, win over, and wait until you refuse. 39. At this moment, the 5 royal families and the 5 kingdoms protector sect all took action. At this time, Zhang Chushuan had returned home with a system panel floating in front of him. Tisk, this trick is really good for luring the snake out of the hole. Zhao Guo, Yan Guo, who was it back then? 26%. Chapter 104. Be a dog or start a dynasty. Bring innovation to the continent. Subscription required. Patriarch. Zhang Chushuan. Family grade. Quasi 9 products, about to be 8 products. Family members. Zhang Chushuan. Early stage of the gathering spirit realm. The whole family is one heart. Late stage of the spirit realm. Nangong Mushui. Early stage of the transformation spirit realm. Second generation. Related to works. Third generation. Works related. Family affiliation. Minus works related. Family mounts. 6-winged, purple thunder lion, black crystal worm. Family treasury. Family power. Qingqian province 11%. Family martial arts. Yinglong Wang Dian Wang Dao treasure book Zongpin. Ice casting Dao Sutra. Ice heart immortal sutra. Family ability. Sword chi, sword strength, sword intent, ice spirit eyes. Hostile forces. Di Shuzong, Zhao State, Yan State, Eastern Yu King capital Lu family. Zhang Chushuan's dark eyes shone brightly. As the ancestor of the kryptonite Jinliu family, and this synchronization, he does not need to cultivate by himself, nor does he need to contact martial arts by himself, he can directly copy and possess it. That kind of thing, no matter how hard he tried, he couldn't compare to those geniuses, let alone Tianzhao. You can only synchronize a little and barely maintain the speed of progress. As long as he feels it, he can swallow all kinds of high-grade pills to become stronger and raise the realm, which is easy and pleasant. If you encounter a big enemy, or if it is necessary to pretend X in front of your own people, you only need to activate the whole family unity skill, he will always be the strongest in the family. If you encounter an external enemy, you can be reckless but yin but do not want to yin to deceive the other party to the Zhang family's strength, open an invincible realm can suppress the opponent's body and soul realm to the refining body realm, obey the drop is very much. When there is time to become stronger, it is better to think about how to strengthen the family and how to deceive those children of luck and the proud children of heaven. But that's an afterthought. Now, he is most concerned about this change in hostile forces. After a period of observation and research, he found that this hostile force did not mark all hostile forces, but reminded the forces hostile to the Zhang family in real time. For example, there were many people who hated him Zhang Chushuan and wanted to kill him as the lightest punishment, but these people did not exist in the hostile forces at first, until his name reappeared in front of these people. There are also forces that, when Zhang Chushuan is hostile, will also be judged to be hostile. But if some people are actually hostile to Zhang Chushuan, but do not know that he is still alive, they will not be hostile and will not be prompted by the family panel. It was not simple to devour Mu Shui back then, listening to his words is not from Nanyangzhou, and now he has not appeared among the hostile forces, obviously he does not know my identity and does not have hostility. 5. This is a good thing, I am in the dark, he is in the light. Now the most important thing I should do is to take revenge. Zhang Chushuan sat cross-legged on a futon with several pieces of paper written on it Zhao Guo and Yan Guo respectively. After the news came out, the state of Zhao and the state of Yan appeared on the hostile forces one after another, but the state of Qi and the state of Wu did not, which shows that the state of Zhao and the state of Yan directly regarded me as a henchman and wanted to get rid of my Zhang family as soon as possible. 99. It seems that it was one of the two of them who sent someone to destroy my Dantian in the first place. Zhang Chushuan calmly analyzed everything, his eyes did not wave, and his body did not exude any murderous intent. But only a very few people know that this is the state of Zhang Chushuan's horror. This state is similar to a state of sublimation that men can enter after educating women with the most precious things of their bodies. Zhang Chushuan can enter by will. This is the golden finger he thought he had after the beginning. Ideographic period. But this golden finger did not allow him to have extremely high martial arts talent, and martial arts talent was more about physical physique, which he also did not. As a traverser, how could you not know the truth of the big trick of the tree? But at the beginning, he didn't want to give up the rare opportunity, and worked hard to fight in the 5 nations competition, trying to get the favor of the 6-pin sect. Xuantian continent has always been talking day by day, and there may be a way to make him break through all the way. It's a pity that it was secretly calculated. Fortunately, in the original trajectory, the Zhang family produced Zhang Yanting and became a generation of Zanbing female emperors, and the Zhang family followed the tide and rose to the top. And now, it is the era of family construction for the whole people. Family building, this is the most important thing. Zhang Chushuan's eyes were deep, and he didn't know what he was thinking. Until Zhang Jingshuan came to his side and said respectfully, "Father, when the time comes, everyone has arrived at the military department." Quote. Zhang Chushuan put down his directional hand and slowly got up. Let's go. Following Zhang Jingshuan, Zhang Chushuan came to a large room. At the front of the room there was a blackboard that Zhang Chushuan could create, and there was chalk next to the blackboard. This is what Zhang Chushuan is looking for. In front of the blackboard, there were large round tables, and all the core personnel of the Zhang family sat at the table. Zhang Chushuan looked at everyone and said with a smile, "Next, I want to determine the future path of the Zhang family." Everyone immediately straightened their postures and looked very serious. After all, what happens next concerns the entire family. When Zhang Jingshuan reached Zhang Jinhao's side, Zhang Chushuan slowly spoke. In the past, our Zhang family was just a small town and not a family, not even a quasi-ninth product, I haven't told you about it. Today, I'll give you some popular science. In this Xuantian continent, in most cases, the same rank dynasty is more powerful than the sect, and the sect is stronger than the family. 35. Everyone immediately showed serious expressions. They had never heard of such a thing. This has something to do with high-end combat power. Zhang Chushuan smiled slightly and began to tell. The general situation is that the conditions for entering the sect are more difficult than those of the family, so the strength is also a little stronger. Generally speaking, there will be non-flowing families in a small town, and only in important towns there will be quasi-Jupan families, and the power radiates to some surrounding villages, and mountain villas. A county town is often garrisoned by several 9-pin families, and its power radiates to some surrounding towns. In a capital city, there will be several 8-pin families, and the power will radiate to several surrounding counties. In a county town, there will be a 7-pin family, and the strength radiates to several surrounding provinces. A state city, there will be a 6-pin family, and the strength radiates to several surrounding counties. And a 9-pin sect, the power often covers several counties. An 8-rank sect shrouded several provinces. A 7-pin sect that covers several counties. The 6-rank sect has a force that affects from 1 to multiple states. There are many reasons for this. First, it is the strongest forces in the Xuantian continent, all of which are the Holy Land sect. Second, the family needs to take care of every family member, needs to operate in all aspects, and needs to shift the focus after becoming stronger. 0 asking for flowers. For example, the 8-pin family can sit in the capital city, but they are all some inferior or medium grade 8-rank families, and once they reach the top grade and top, they will cut their heads and drill into the county city, even if they will be suppressed by the county 7-rank family. For example, when the old man of the Li family in Lingxia town broke through the peak of the refining body realm, he thought of going to the county to operate, even if he would be a dog for the Jupan family. This is a family peculiarity and a limitation. Relatively speaking, if the sect wants to recruit disciples from all directions, it naturally needs to expand its influence and have high-end combat power. In short, this is related to the development mode and focus of the two forces. And the reason why the dynasty is stronger than the sect is because he is often created by the strongest family in a region, which can be described as a family country in the world. Father, what you said seems to be a little different from what we usually learn occasionally. It took everyone a while to digest what Zhang Chushuan said, and Zhang Jingxuan was the first to raise doubts, such as this Qingxuan mansion 35 years ago, the 3 major families suppressed the sect. This is because this Nanyang prefecture is somewhat special. Special. Everyone was puzzled. That's right, this Nanyangzhou is the place of chess battles. 0. Where to fight? Wu Yanxi's soul floated out. She didn't expect that Nanyangzhou actually had this layer of particularity. Yes, the land of chess. Zhang Chushuan chuckled and said, I told you the other day that the Jifu sect was destroyed in 300 years. Do you know when these countries appeared? Could it be 300 years ago? Good. Zhang Chushuan nodded and said something that was not secret. 300 years ago, the Defu sect was severely damaged by the 1-5-rank sect, and then the nearby 5 great 6-rank sects were responsible for encroaching, and there was no land for the sect, but it was left in Shananyangzhou. Because Nanyangzhou is the base camp of the original Defu sect, and it is also the junction of the 5-6-rank sects. Each side wants it, but neither wants to cheapen the other, so a power vacuum has formed. 99. Here, there is neither a 6-rank sect nor a 6-rank family. Here are 5 7-pin families opening up the country, and each country is supported by a 7-pin sect behind it, and they jointly hold the power of the country. The 5 sects made a chess pact, and if any country wins, they will do their best to help it become a dynasty and give it 100 years of undisturbed development. 35. And this kind of way of raising cheats is convenient for them to recruit disciples with natural abilities and cultivate them. Understood. The so-called place of chess battles, to put it bluntly, is a buffer zone for 5 sects. If a war breaks out among the 5 major 6-rank sects, the casualties will be huge, and the heavy losses will not even be something that a 7-rank sect can bear. Instead of that, everyone should use a gentle way. Thus, Nanyangju became a pawn. The 5 great 6-rank sects are chess players. The 5 major countries are king chess, all vying for the possibility of becoming a chess player. In this way, our Zhang family only has 2 ways of development in the future. Either start a dynasty, or add it to the same as other families, and keep rising. Zhang Jingxuan is very clever, summarizing the future of the family's development from the known information. But Zhang Chushuan shook his head. Our Zhang family does not open up a dynasty. However, my Zhang family will definitely not make dogs for people. This Nanyangzhou provides me with a good new idea. River. 26%. Chapter 105 Finding a female emperor to be a working boy, even advancing 2 levels, is another reward. Subscription required. In the Schwantian continent, the family has grown to a certain extent, and there are 2 paths to choose from. First, take the road of infinite promotion, enter the dynasty hall, and become the top of the military generals of Wen Chen. There is a saying called, 100 years of dynasty and 1,000 years of dynasty, and there are many thousand-year-old or even 10,000-year-old dynasties on the Schwantian continent. This sentence may not be appropriate, but the truth is equally applicable. Developing the family, as long as it does not die by itself, plus the theory that eggs are not placed in the same basket, will always exist no matter how the dynasty changes. As for the fact that the survival of the family is only between the thoughts of the royal family, it can only be said that this family is not strong enough. Even if there is no royal family, there will be competition from families of the same level, or high-level families, collect protection fees. 0. Family building. If you don't advance, you will retreat. But in Zhang Chushuan's view, this path is tantamount to being a dog at ease. If it were him, he would definitely choose the second path, and after accumulating enough strength, open up a dynasty. Dynasty hegemony, bloody storm, once destroyed, cut the grass and remove the roots, leaving no blood. This road is very stressful, and a slight mistake will be a disaster, which can be regarded as another, 057, category of strong birds. But cultivators have to fight. And from Yifeng's memory, the Zhang family relied on Zhang Yanren, the son of luck, to successfully establish a dynasty, and finally even promoted to the Sanpan dynasty. This means that this is a path to success. But this time, because of the existence of the era system of family building for the whole people, Zhang Chushuan does not plan to build a dynasty himself, or rather, he can't. I don't know whether to say that this system is rigid and stubborn, or whether it is ethical and insistent. According to the system regulations, if the family is transformed into a dynasty, the family luck will become the national luck golden dragon, which is no longer considered a family in essence. To put it playfully, talk about the construction of the family of the whole people, but as a result, you secretly built the country, want to turn a country into the children of your family. Is this not a trick? This system does not allow it. This is the era of comprehensive families, not the era of national dynasty hegemony. As long as the traverser no longer serves as a patriarch and continues to develop the family, he will voluntarily give up the game qualification, and he will never be able to open the virtual panel again, and he cannot open a treasure chest every 7 days. The only humane point is that the benefits that the patriarch received before will not be taken back. For example, the Dao level realm, as well as various abilities for the children of luck, Zhang Chushuan can have them. However, skills such as synchronization, and the unity of the whole family, will no longer be able to be used, and it will no longer be possible to use the family plate to view the family's strength and sphere of influence in detail, and even know the loyalty of subordinate members. As an outstanding representative of kryptonite, Zhang Chushuan does not want to give up these benefits. But he doesn't like to be a dog. What to do? Zhang Chushuan pondered hard and finally decided to let the dynasty give him the dog. Blazing a new trail, Zhang Jingshuan and the others looked at each other, and even Wu Yanxi showed a confused look. It is not so much that the family on the Schwantian continent has 2 paths, but rather that there is only one way to establish a dynasty, depending on whether the family can accumulate the heritage, and whether a leader among the descendants can seize the opportunity. It's a reincarnation. What does Zhang Chushuan mean by this to open up a new option for the family? You say, how about being a guardian family? Zhang Chushuan smiled lightly. Everyone was stunned. Nangong Lu was stunned. This inspiration of the Lord comes from the Protector sect. 35 feet. Most of the Schwantian continent are individually respected, and there can be a Shangzong on it, but there is no equal, proper pyramid structure. The Protector sect is a specialty of the land of chess. That's right. Zhang Chushuan's face turned serious. For this matter, he thought about it for a long time, and even lost 2 gray hairs. We can support one person to establish a dynasty, and our Zhang family will be the protectors of the country. Zhang Chushuan voiced his plan. The family building system of the whole people must not be abandoned, which means that the Zhang family cannot establish a dynasty on its own, let alone establish a sect. It may be possible for the descendants of the Zhang family to separate and go out to establish a dynasty, but the dynasty needs to bind the golden dragon of luck. In case the family is tied, Zhang Chushuan does not regret taking medicine. The most appropriate way is for the Zhang family to help a single person establish a dynasty. As long as this person is not a bloodline of the Zhang family, it will definitely not be counted on the head of the Zhang family. With the family plate present, Zhang Chushuan can know the loyalty of the other party at any time, and he is not afraid that this puppet emperor will be careful. This model is somewhat similar to those large companies on the earth who spend money to hire professional managers to run the company. The shares of the dynasty company belong to the shareholders Zhang family. The benefits are taken by the shareholders Zhang family, and the emperor manager is just a working boy who enjoys preferential treatment, but this working boy is relatively high level. With the Zhang family present, the dynasty can always become stronger, and the emperor professional manager status will rise, and the longer he can live. Zhang Chushuan even felt that he could launch a female emperor. The strength of the Xuantian continent is respected. As long as the strength and talent are enough, the Zhang family can find a woman who is enterprising and has no interest in men to be the emperor. Or simply directly the wife of a man in the Zhang family to be the female emperor. Then the so-called royal family will not exist, and the emperor will become a lonely family in the true sense, and only the Zhang family can rely on it. The Zhang family will be above the dynasty. It is worthy of the reincarnation of the quasi-emperor. This idea is absolutely impossible. Listening to Zhang Chushuan finish talking about the plan, Wu Yanxi's heart was shocked, and he could not calm down for a long time. Only the strongest family has opened a dynasty and then let other families work, and I have never heard of a family creating a dynasty to work for themselves. If it can be successfully done, the family disciples can be completely liberated from state affairs, as long as they become stronger with one heart, but they have a transcendent status. There are many benefits to take, and I don't work part-time. Such a good thing, why has no family tried it? This idea is very good, the only concern is that this emperor candidate is too difficult. Zhang Jingshuan hit the nail on the head and pointed out the point. Wu Yanxi reacted at once. That's right, the family does not want to be a dog, it may become the emperor of a dynasty, and the cultivation of the city government must not be weak. How can it be willing to be a dog? If you are willing to be a dog, you will not be able to run the dynasty well. There is a natural contradiction in this. There is no solution to the contradiction between the emperor and the family. Zhang Chushuan's idea suggests that it looks good, but it is actually full of trouble. Attention, as I just said, it's about finding someone, not a family. With a family plate, Zhang Chushuan has 100% confidence in controlling the puppet emperor. But this matter cannot be told to Zhang Jingshuan and others. Fortunately, he had prepared his rhetoric a long time ago. It's good to find a female emperor to cultivate. Zhang Chushuan looked at Wu Yanxi and said meaningfully, for example, our martial queen, who became the sect master of the Four-Pin sect as a daughter, is better than 9 out of 9 men in the Xuantian continent. Of course, the best female emperor is our Zhang family's own people. Hearing this, Zhang Jingshuan, Zhang Yanmo and the others' eyes lit up. They have no interest in power at all, preferring to improve their strength and go out on adventures, and Zhang Chushuan's suggestion is exactly what they want, and they can raise their feet in favor. Men, strength is enough. Do you want your mother to be the female emperor and establish a Nangong dynasty? Zhang Jingshuan called a good as a stream. I can't. 4.4 Nangong Mushui waved her hand, looked at Zhang Chushuan with affection, and said, I've been asleep for too long, and I have time to stay with my husband. It's outrageous to see you show affection. You don't have to think about this, I have found an absolutely suitable candidate. 359. Thinking of a certain character in Yifeng's memory, Zhang Chushuan's eyes flashed with a deep touch. There is no one more suitable than that woman to be the female emperor of the Zhang family dynasty. Strong, talented, loyal, domineering, all of them will not be lacking. Count it, there are still 7 days to go, it's time. Zhang Chushuan secretly calculated in his heart. Zhang Jingshuan listened to Zhang Chushuan say this, and out of trust, he didn't say anything more. At this moment, a voice suddenly sounded in Zhang Chushuan's ears. Detected that you are the first to build your family to the 9th product, and an additional special treasure chest will be rewarded. Detected that you are the first to build your family to the 8th rank, and an additional special treasure chest will be rewarded. 27%. Chapter 106 Heeded by the whole people, arms and special organizations summon tokens. Subscription required. World announcement. Xuantian continent Zhang Chushuan was the first to promote the family to the 9th rank and get a special treasure chest reward X1. X3. World announcement. Xuantian continent Zhang Chushuan was the first to promote the family to the 8th rank and get a special treasure chest reward X1. X3. 2 world announcements ringed in the ears of all those who crossed. In an instant, billions of people were struck by lightning, their bodies stiffened, and their eyes flashed with incredulity. It has been almost 2 weeks since the beginning of the era of the whole people, and everyone has gradually become familiar with the new environment and new rules of life in the Schwantian continent. Everyone is no stranger to the family's promotion conditions, and they also understand some truths. It is not enough family strength that you can definitely successfully promote the grade, and if you want to be promoted, you also need the consent of the local government, you need to complete the test task, and you need to be accepted by the local senior family. This is the rule, and many people speculate that this is still a test and tempering of the comprehensive family building system for the traversers, otherwise the degree of understanding of each family in a system does not need to be so formulaic. Family building. Sometimes you don't have the strength to be enough, you also need to be able to manage, good at strategy. At the same time, this also avoids some people relying on luck to ascend to the sky, such as someone being accepted by the strong. If the family's strength is not improved, it cannot be allowed to break the family to get a grade promotion. The rules are made by the strong. To disobey, for unless you are stronger than the strong. And this is obviously impossible for the crosser at this stage. It is precisely because of this that everyone will be surprised, and even a little gaffe. If Zhang Chushuan just built the family into a 9-pin family, they would be surprised and envious, but they had also been mentally prepared. After all, the other party was the first patriarch. As the saying goes, one step at a fast pace. But you advance to the 8-pin family in one breath, it is inevitable that it is a little too fast, right? Everyone is crossing. Why do you prove the show? Within the World Channel, this time it completely exploded. Obeyed, thoroughly obeyed, and crossed together to become the children of luck, and we crossed into the children of abandoned luck. It's all traversers, why is the gap so big? 35. Is this game really not hanging? Everyone is a traverser. They are all refining body quadruples and begin to become stronger. Why can the boss of Zhang Chushuan become stronger so quickly? The 8-pin family, I remember that there must be more than 3 strong people in the incarnation spirit realm, right? Don't ask, it's Zhang Chushuan cowhide. Broken. The 8-pin family, the influence can radiate to the land of one mansion, right? I'm still grappling about how to join the county. Grabbing the big guy upstairs, I am still fighting wits and courage with other families in the town. I am envious, those old yin are not good. You are not human, crying and chirping, this girl is not even the patriarch, can anyone give an idea? Do you want to marry me upstairs? Liar, get out, death the whole family. 35. I only have one word, don't wit. In fact, becoming a patriarch is very simple. Hurry up and find a way to pile up your strength to the 9 or even the peak of the refining body realm. Luck or know how to trade, it is not difficult, and once you become a patriarch and open the family plate, the control over the family will be stronger than any aboriginal family, whether it is to become stronger or exclude dissidents. It's all easy and exceptional. To put it lightly, I am about to lose the position of young patriarch now, and I am afraid that I will die in the other world. Zhang Chushuan boss has turned into the spirit realm, NBA-operator. It stands to reason that the big guy made such a big move, and his friends in the same county or government as the big guy should have counted, right? I'll go hug my thighs. Understood. Go and inquire about the news immediately. I hope the big guy and I are in the same district. 35. Bang. Bastard. Looking at the chat content flashing on the World Channel, in a jungle, a man swings his sword and cuts down the tree next to him. The man's name is Sun Wuji, one of the billions of inconspicuous crossers, with good looks, giving people a feeling like fire. Compared with most of his peers, Sun Wuji is undoubtedly much luckier. He is the only male of the 3 generations of the Sun family in a certain town, and his grandfather and father are all strong in the family, so there is no need to worry about the position of young patriarch being robbed. The first time he opened the box, he was even more lucky to draw the physique fire spirit body, and with the Sun family's fire attribute exercises, the progress of refining the body was very fast. In 7 days, he had reached the 7th level of the refining body realm and obtained the position of patriarch in advance. The second time he opened the box, he burst into anger again and opened to a Xuanji treasure map. This treasure map is the grinding place of a peak great cultivator of the incarnation realm, which contains the accumulation and inheritance of this pinnacle great cultivator of the incarnation realm throughout his life. At Sun Wuji's strong request, the children of the Sun family poured out to successfully find this inheritance and pass the test. Relying on inheritance and accumulation, the Sun family soon had 2 more peak powerhouses of the refining body realm, unified the town, and began to march towards the nearby county town. The development was so smooth. Sun Wuji was full of spirit, believing that it was only a matter of time before he was promoted to the Jupin family, and was bent on competing for the title of the first family Jupin. Usually, he does not lack bragging in regional channels, and there is no lack of contempt for Zhang Chushuan in his words. Many people in the same area usually praise him a few words, which makes him a little fluttery. But who knows, Zhang Chushuan once again seized this place, and also stepped 2 steps to become the 8-pin family. This wave of smacking in the face can be said to be a crackle. Zhang Chushuan, why are you? Sun Wuji's eyes were full of jealousy. He didn't understand that Zhang Chushuan was so lucky. But the next moment, he felt a chill coming from his back. Not good. Sun Wuji's pupils contracted suddenly, the sweat hairs all over his body stood on end, and a layer of fine sweat was secreted on his forehead. He slowly turned his head mechanically, and a huge lion face soon appeared in his line of sight. The owner of the face was waiting for a pair of fiery red pupils, and his eyes were full of human banter and curiosity. This was a fierce beast at the peak of the human rank, the Red Yan lion, who seemed to be curious about why Sun Wuji would expose himself stupidly. But that didn't prevent it from taking a shot at Sun Wuji. Snap! Sun Wuji didn't have time to react at all, and the huge lion's paw fell and lay on his head. Bang! 35. Sun Wuji felt like time was starting to turn black. At the point of life, his heart is full of regret. Seriously building a family, he can obviously have a good future. This time came out to hone the actual combat ability. Luck cannot be described as bad, just Yujian Qian Lion gave birth. As long as he is careful and finds the right opportunity to make a move later, he can get the fierce beast meat and blood pressure that accelerates the refining body. But at a critical moment, he was distracted and gaffe. So silly. Damn. In a luxurious palace, a charming-looking man flashed a flash of malice in his eyes. This man was also a member of the Crosser, and with good luck, he opened the box and opened a body suitable for sitting on the furnace, and used it to climb the princess of the dynasty. With the help of the princess, he built the family extremely fast, and in his heart he has always regarded the first 9 product family rewards as private property. I never thought that 057 was actually cut off by Zhang Chushuan. 0. Any idea how I'm going to spend my days? In exchange for family building resources, my iron pestle is about to be sharpened into a needle, and as a result, you told me that the reward was robbed, and even the first 8th rank family was robbed. Zhang Chushuan, we don't share the sky. Thinking of the inhuman treatment he has asked for in the past few days, this person is about to cry. But Zhang Chushuan didn't know about these things. After he briefly explained some things to Zhang Jingshuan and the others, he kept his time secret alone, and then couldn't wait to open the special treasure chest. The first 2 special treasure chests, but let him earn blood. The treasure chests have been opened for me. You open the first 9th rank family chest and choose one of the following class summon tokens. Systematically enhanced, surpassing the original Earth's history. Tiger and Leopard Ride, yellow rank extreme, the world is sharp, or from 100 people will make up for it. General Cao Chun. Trapped faction, yellow rank extreme, the will of the trapped formation, there is death and no life. The number is 1,000 people, the armor and fighting equipment are all refined and neat, and every attack is unbreakable. General Gao Shun. Flying Bear Army, yellow rank extreme, bearing 500 jin of strength, traveling 700 miles a day, it is the elite of the Ziliang Iron Ride. General Ma Chao. White Horse Righteousness, yellow rank extreme, where righteousness goes, life and death follow. The sky can be seen, the white horse is proof. General Zhao Yun. You open the first 8th rank family chest and can choose one of the following class summon tokens. 1. Systematically enhanced, surpassing the original Earth's history. Black Ice Terrace, Shadow Secret Guard, Iron Eagle Swordsman. Jinyue, Luo Net, 27%. Chapter 107, 100 times reward edition White Horse Yikong and Luo Net. Subscription required. Tiger and Leopard Ride, yellow rank extreme, the world is sharp, or from 100 people will make up for it. Quantity 1,000, heavy armored light cavalry. General Cao Chun, gathering the peak strength of the spirit realm. Trapped faction, yellow rank extreme, the will of the trapped formation, there is death and no life. Quantity 700, heavy armor infantry. General Gao Shun, gathering the peak strength of the spirit realm. Flying Bear Army, yellow rank extreme, bearing 500 jin of strength, traveling 700 miles a day, it is the elite of the Ziliang Iron Ride. Quantity 3,000, heavy cavalry. General Ma Chao, gathering the peak strength of the spirit realm. White horse righteousness, yellow rank extreme, where righteousness goes, life and death follow. The sky can be seen, the white horse is proof. General Zhao Yun. Quantity 300, hussars. Explode. 55. It's so explosive. The first promoted Jupin family can actually get this kind of thing, and sure enough, all good things can't be allowed out. Seeing the reward in the first treasure chest, Zhang Chushuan's pupils shrank, and his heart almost stopped beating. It is actually the summoning token of those troops that left the name of Heiheiwei in the history of Yanwang. Tiger and leopard riding, Boss Cao's elite subordinates, known for their rapid pursuit and fierce slashing, created various thrilling achievements such as destroying Liu Biyu, annihilating Yuan Shao, Sha Jingzhou, Pingma Chao, and Zheng Huawan, and the results are only brilliant in the annals of history. In the camp, Gao Shun, the first general of the late Han dynasty, was the same age as Liu Biyu, with a total number of only more than 700 people, but these 700 people, under the command of Gao Shun, were able to defeat the 20,000 enemy soldiers led by 2nd Master Guan and 3rd Master Zhang, causing the other party to lose his armor and almost be killed. Flying Bear Army, the first special force in the late Han Three Kingdoms period. Boss Dong's biggest dependence. At that time, Boss Dong's Western Liang Iron Cavalry was notoriously powerful, led by Ma Chao, one of the 5 Tiger generals, and Zhang Shu and others, and this Flying Bear Army is the elite of the Western Liang Iron Horse, which can be described as the elite of the elite. The standard is to be able to bear 500 jin, travel 700 miles a day, and only 3,000 cavalry have been selected out of 3,000. White Horse Righteousness. The town has guarded the frontier for more than 10 years. The blood of the Hu people killed is flowing into rivers. The color of the smell changes. See it to dodge. Look at the wind and flee. The strength can be seen, but also a light horse. Almost no natural enemies. Come and go on the battlefield like the wind. Blunt knife tactics can eat away at enemy troops, and can escape with speed advantage when targeted. These 4 arms of the military, if given to anyone at will, can gain a foothold in history. But if you move it directly and put it in the fantasy world, it will definitely not work. If nothing else, Zhang Chushuan himself took a shot to cut one, and these 4 classes could easily destroy a large number of troops. But these 4 summoning tokens, optimized by the National Construction System, are the ultimate props of the yellow rank, and the strongest of them commander, but they can have the peak strength of the Gathering Spirit realm. This is amazing. It's all like you want to, but you can only choose 1 out of 4. Uncomfortable. I want to cry. Zhang Chushuan reached out and placed his hand on his right chest, as if to hold on to his heart so as not to make himself too uncomfortable. He did feel bad. Apu is his life mentor, so that he has taken less crooked roads in many places, understands the true meaning of yin and yang avenue, and the tiger and leopard ride as an army under the mentor. He definitely wants it. Trapped in the camp, whether it is charging or being a guard, it is a reliable horse, especially Gao Shun. Loyalty, ability, character, all have. The Flying Bear Army, the elite of the elite, the special forces are not to say, the commander is still one of the 5 Tiger generals, Jinma Chao, want, very much. I choose Hakuba Yoshikong. 39. Zhang Chushuan made his choice decisively and sadly. There aren't that many reasons, actually. Simply want to summon Zhao Yun and compare with Brother Zilong to see who is more handsome. Please confirm your choice. Single quote exclamation mark. The reward has been distributed. 35. Buzz tilde operator buzz, hum. A token with a simple pattern condensed out of thin air and fell into Zhang Chushuan's hand. Before he could get the token to use it, the 100-fold reward ability appeared. Find a non-consumable token, and increase the token grade by 100-fold. A flash of surprise flashed in Zhang Chushuan's eyes. This was the first time he had gotten a non-expendable item. Since it cannot be consumed, it can only be increased by a 100-fold effect. Not bad. Zhang Chushuan looked at the token with anticipation and obtained the token information with his mind. This token is bound to the soul as soon as it appears, and he can know the information as long as he wants. White Horse Yikong Recruitment Order only, Soul Binding, Xuanji Lower Product. General Zhao Yun, early stage of the Transformation Spirit Realm. Uncle 30 people, peak of the Gathering Spirit Realm. Captain 207, middle stage of Gathering Spirit Realm. Pawns 2700, peak of the Refining Realm. Recruitment conditions. Great cultivator in the early stage of the Devouring Spirit Realm, who can summon Zhao Yun. A cultivator who devours the peak of the Gathering Spirit Realm can summon an uncle. Devouring a Gathering Spirit Realm middle peak cultivator can summon a captain. A martial artist who devours the peak of the refining body realm can summon a pawn. Note: the summoned person retains his living memories, is absolutely faithful, and can practice. If the summoned person dies, he can be summoned repeatedly by the token and consumed as one of the powerful life forms at the time of death. If you devour a stronger person, you can summon multiple weaker ones. The ratio is 10 to 1, and the number of summons can be stored. For example, one great cultivator in the early stage of the devouring spirit realm can choose to summon 10 elders. Closing parenthesis. Oh, slip. 35. Zhang Chushuan's heart was pounding, and he couldn't hold back and almost took 6 sips of water. The 100-fold increase raised the Zon level extreme token to the lower grade of the Zon rank, of which the number of summoners increased tenfold, and the upper limit of cultivation was all raised by 1 level. Although summoning these people is not a direct summoning, it still can't hide the strength of this token against the sky, especially looking at the ability to remark. Absolutely loyal. Cultivate on your own. After death, he is repeatedly summoned to resurrection, as long as enough lives are consumed. These 3,000 troops are going to be invincible. It's just sleepy to deliver pillows. As long as I summon Zhao Yun and Bai Ma Yi from all, not to mention sweeping, but it is enough to immediately obtain an army comparable to the 5 king legions. 5. And in this fantasy world, with these white horses as the backbone, it is enough to build an army of 30,000 or even 300,000. 35. That's right, it's outrageous. Zhang Chushuan carefully put away the token, which will be the biggest core force in his hands in the future. Phew. Holding back the excitement, Zhang Chushuan opens the second treasure chest. You open the first 8th rank family chest and can choose one of the following class summon tokens. 1. Systematically enhanced, surpassing the original Earth's history. Black Ice Terrace, Iron Eagle Swordsman, Shadow Secret Guard, Xuanji Extreme, like a maggot with a bone, like a shadow following the shape, like a king in person. Leader, Zhang Han, Peak of the Transformation Spirit Realm. Jinyue, Xuanji Extreme. Leader, Shen Lian, Peak of the Transformation Spirit Realm. Luo Net, Xuanji Extreme, Heaven and Earth Net, Pervasive. Celestial Killer. Cover the Sun, Shocking Salamander, Zanyi, Shengqi, Peak of the Transformation Spirit Realm. 6 Sword Slaves, Late Transformation Spirit Realm. Word Killer. 20, the middle stage of the Incarnation Spirit Realm. Prefecture Level Killer. 100, the Peak of the Gathering Spirit Realm. Killer. 500, the middle stage of the Gathering Spirit Realm. Raise. Zhang Chushuan. 5 secret services were also the inspiration for Zhang Chushuan's creation of the Dark Guard. According to the degree of familiarity, Zhang Chushuan did not know the famous Black Ice Platform and Iron Eagle Swordsman. In fact, there was no need for Jin Yue to understand. Seeing the end, Zhang Chushuan found that there was no need to hesitate at all. Luo Net directly wins by quantity. Although Zhang Han can also be a general, it is not enough to compare to the value that so many masters of Luo Wang can play, and the Special Service Agency is the Special Service Agency. What really made Zhang Chushuan hesitate was that he knew that Han Xin had also joined the Shadow Secret Guard. Compared to him, who was named a soldier demon who used soldiers like a demon, Han Xin is a real soldier immortal. Let this person come to fight Nanyangzhou, I am afraid it is not simple. But seeing that Han Xin was not specifically introduced in the Shadow Secret Guard, Zhang Chushuan guessed that the recruitment token did not contain this person. The 8-pin family treasure chest wants to open a soldier immortal. Think too much. 35. Don't hesitate at all. 35. Zhang Chushuan gave up the idea of gambling and chose to make a net. If you find a non-consumable token, you will increase the token grade by 100-fold. Quote. Like the previous white horse summoning token, it is also a non-consumable item. Since it cannot be consumed, it can only be increased by a 100-fold effect. Li Jiao. Zhang Chushuan couldn't wait to look at the token. Luo Net Recruitment Order only, Soul Binding, Ground Level. Heaven. Cover the Sun, Shocking Salamander, Zanyi, Katsuchi, Early Jaden Realm. 6 Sword Slaves. True Gang, Broken Water, Chaotic God, Squid, Zhuanlu, Soul Extermination, Peak of the Transformation Spirit Realm. Word Killer. 200, Late Stage of the Spirit Realm. Prefecture Level Killer. 100, Early Stage of the Transformation Spirit Realm. Killer. 500, Late Stage of the Gathering Spirit Realm. Wei. Early Stage of the Incarnation Spirit Realm. Mei. Late Gathering Spirit Realm. Ray. Early Stage of the Gathering Spirit Realm. Ray. Peak of the Refining Body Realm. Recruitment conditions. Same as Hakuba Yoshikong. Note. The summoned person retains his living memories, is absolutely faithful, and can practice. If the summoned person dies, he can be summoned repeatedly by the token and consumed as one of the powerful life forms at the time of death. If you devour a stronger person, you can summon multiple weaker ones, compared to 10 to 1, and the number of summons can be stored. Zhang Chushuan. Cowhide is cowhide. But where should he go to find so many real people in the Jaden realm to kill? There are very few powerhouses who can even kill the peak of the transformation spirit realm. 27%. Chapter 108 compared with Zilong is handsome. See if the shock salamander is Tian Yan. Subscription required. Looks like I'm going to have to go for a walk. That sect is in that direction. You can still go to that location by the way. You should be able to catch up with the opening of the secret realm, and meet the future female emperor by the way. 55. But that inheritance is useless to me, but I can take Yan Feng with him. He doesn't like to play with knives, he likes to play with halberds. As far as Yi Feng remembered some upcoming events, Zhang Chushuan soon had a plan. As long as there is no change, not to mention recruiting everyone in the token, but it is not a problem to recruit some key personnel in a short period of time. For example, compare who is handsome with Zilong, and see if the frightened salamander is Tian Yan. Thinking of this, Zhang Chushuan put away the two-sided token, and then took out the communication token and sent an anxious message to Zhang Jingshuan, Nangong Mushui, Nangong Lu and Nangong Lu, Zhang Jingxin, and Zhang Yangfeng. About a cup of tea, the group arrived together. Zhang Chushuan swept over everyone's face, and finally stayed on Zhang Jingxin's face. Next, according to our previous plan, hold the Lingxia Town Grand Competition, set the reward a little higher, yellow rank pill, yellow rank martial arts, yellow rank exercises, don't be stingy, the top 10 rewards can be Zon rank. 9. But change the plan, after these people recruit, they all let them enter the reserve Yinperkshuan Armor Army. 99. Just preparation, Zhang Jingshuan asked suspiciously. Silver Percy is a special metal. The quality ranges from human rank to heaven rank, and even the veins of heaven rank silver perch may contain silver percites that exceed silver perch. These can all be used to forge weapons. Due to the light but high hardness of this metal, it is widely used in army armor forging. And one of the Zongjia's largest industries in Lingxia town is an abandoned human-level silver perk vein, which needs to be mined by 077 with a lot of manpower and material resources. For the in-product family, this is a tasteless chicken rib, but for the non-in-product family, this is a pity for the chicken rib, so the Zhang family spends energy to operate. But the core disciples of the Zhang family all know that there is a large yellow rank extreme silver birth vein hidden under this abandoned human rank silver birth vein, and the ultimate silver birth contained in it will be acquired by even a Zon rank refiner and needs to be used. And the silver perk Zon armor army that Zhang Chushuan intends to create will be completely forged by Silver Perry, which is a weapon that ordinary spirit realm great cultivators will be excited about. But for Zhang Chushuan, now having the strength to hold on and reward 100-fold is so unreasonable. Originally, Zhang Chushuan planned to hold a big competition in Lingxia town to lure those who were talented or powerful among them to become the Yinperkshuan army. But how can it be made ready? Refining body realm martial artists, only enough to prepare. Zhang Chushuan's eyes condensed slightly, his fingers kept tapping on the table, and he said lightly, I have an army of 13,000 people under my command, and the most ordinary soldiers and pawns have the peak cultivation of the refining body realm, and they have opened 18 to 36 blood tricks. Ordinary refining realm martial artists, do you say that you can only make preparations? 99. At these words, the pupils of everyone on the scene suddenly contracted. 3,000 refining body realms. Zhang Jingshuan couldn't help but grow his mouth, his eyes full of shock. This is not a cat or a dog, it is the peak of the 3,000 refining body realm. A peak of the refining body realm can completely dominate a small town and have a place in the county. 3,000 refining body realm peak, even the peak cultivators of the gathering spirit realm do not dare to touch its edge, can push off any county town very much. If there is a better general with it, the city will dare to rush. The Zhang family has such a force. 3,000, actually. Zhang Chushuan suddenly thought of something and shook his head. Zhang Jingshuan and several people immediately breathed a sigh of relief, otherwise their own old man would be too against the sky, and he actually reached the peak of the 3,000 refining body realm. I knew my father was joking. Zhang Jingxi, who came to join in the fun, whispered on the side. But as soon as her voice fell, she heard Zhang Chushuan continue. To be precise, it is 2,700 peaks of the refining realm, 270 mid-stage gathering spirit realms, 30 gathering spirit realm peaks, and 1 early stage of the incarnation spirit realm. 39. And this is a cavalry, the main general of which is named Zhao Yun, who has comprehended the gun and can fight with the real people of the Jaden realm. This army is called the White Horse Righteous Conservant, which can form a special war, and the Jaden realm can also be slaughtered. All, good fellow, the more you say, the more outrageous it gets. The master who comprehended a strong precept in the early stage of the transformation spirit realm was a subordinate of the Zhang family. If the person who spoke was not their lousy husband grandfather, they would be 100% suspicious, or think that Zhang Chushuan was confused. But thinking of the recent changes in the Zhang family, and Zhang Chushuan will take the secret realm, fierce beast meat, and advanced exercises like money. Well, my Zhang family is a hidden family, these are small scenes. Don't worry, I won't lie to you. Zhang Chushuan smiled slightly and continued. Although only reserve soldiers are recruited, the reward can be increased. 35. After Dobby starts, take out the 5 human-level ultimate exercises of Jinmu, water, fire and earth, and my Zhang family will directly give the first 4 layers in the whole town. All the residents of my Lingxia town, if they can break through the middle stage of the refining body, they will be rewarded with 3 more layers. Those who break to the late stage of refining the body, as long as they originally intend to join the Zhang family, they will be rewarded with 3 layers. 35. As for the yellow rank part, you need to exchange it with merit points. 5. Zhang Chushuan's tone was very flat, and the words that could be said were enough to make all the residents of Lingxia town crazy. Ordinary people can only practice the big AEE multicolor exercises and upgrade their cultivation to the threefold refining body realm. Then, they have to join a force, or be mercenaries to continue with their lives, in order to obtain the 4th layer of the refining body realm, or the public goods. The same is true for the 5-fold and 6-fold exercises of the later body refining realm. As for the 7-fold, 8-fold, and 9-fold exercises in the late stage of the refining body realm, it is a secret that is not passed down by a small town family, and 90 out of 9 ordinary people cannot contact it for a lifetime. The 10-fold exercises of the refining body realm are even more inaccessible to 90% of the town-level families. It takes hundreds of years of manpower and network accumulation to get it from the county quasi-Jupin or Jupin family. If the natives of the Xuantian continent are allowed to have a weekly opportunity to open the box, they are afraid that they will go crazy. And now, once the news that Zhang Chushuan has said now spreads, not to mention that Lingxia town will go crazy, the entire Qingchuan province will be shaken, and countless scattered cultivators and ordinary town families will come to pilgrimage. 0. Sometimes, giving a chance to rise is a kindness that needs to be repaid with life. This matter is the responsibility of Jingxin Global. Zhang Chushuan handed over the matter of Lingxia town to Zhang Jingxin. Everyone was suddenly a little puzzled, especially Zhang Jingxuan, because this matter was originally entrusted to him to do. As the eldest son, it was more appropriate for him to do it. Of course, Zhang Jingxuan has no opinion, he is a person who likes to be lazy. What's more, with Zhang Chushuan here, he is the biggest and most core of the Zhang family. Just pure curiosity. No one spoke, quietly listening to Zhang Chushuan. After letting Zhang Jingxin manipulate the clan comparison matter, Zhang Chushuan looked at Zhang Jingxuan and said, "You take your eldest daughter-in-law back to Shajia village and let the Shah family relocate." Quote. Everyone was stunned. It turned out to be so that Zhang Jingxuan had time to take Shah Jingzhou back to Shajia village and bring the entire Shah family to Lingxia town. Think about it, the Zhang family is now developed, holding a small town competition can make such a big move, the Shah family is their own people, more reliable than other people and forces in Lingxia town, of course, to bring the tide to raise the boat. Jingzhou dynasty Shah family thank you father-in-law. Shah Jingzhou respectfully performed the big gift, her eyes were full of emotion, and her eyes were red. Family, don't say 2 words. Nangong Mushui opened her mouth to comfort. For this daughter-in-law of her own son, she is still very satisfied with this period of time. Operator. Shah Jingzhou nodded obediently. Zhang Jingxuan chuckled and continued, "You take these." Zhang Chushuan took out a few beads and distributed them to everyone. What is this? 35 Nangong Mushui asked curiously. Teleportation beads. 35. Zhang Chushuan's eyes condensed slightly. This is a good thing he exchanged in the hands of his fellow villagers, Zon rank items, spent a lot of things, he only earned 1,000 times. Teleportation beads. Zhang Chushuan turned the legend in his hand and said, if you encounter danger or something that cannot be solved, you can contact me immediately with a communication token, or directly crush this teleportation bead. 55. As long as it is within a radius of 1,000 miles, I will have a sense and come back immediately. 99. There are 100 teleportation beads, Zhang Chushuan, and each of the core disciples of the family will be given a body. If you encounter an enemy that you can't beat, you can call him to hammer. If he encounters an enemy that he can't hammer, then consume another teleportation bead to escape back to the Zhang family's strength range, and then use the domain to surprise them. Next, Yan Feng will accompany me out on a trip. At the junction of Lanyu County and Lintang County, there will be an opportunity soon, let's grab it. Chance. Well, it's just a Saint Lord inheritance. All. The Lord's inheritance. Nothing more. Not right, righteous. Zhang Chushuan's eyes narrowed slightly, remembering one thing that Yi Feng remembered. It seems that you can prostitute a bunch of people for nothing. 27%. Chapter 108 compared with Zilong is handsome, see if the shock salamander is Tian Yan, subscription required. Looks like I'm going to have to go for a walk. That sect is in that direction. You can still go to that location by the way. You should be able to catch up with the opening of the secret realm, and meet the future female emperor by the way. 55. But that inheritance is useless to me, but I can take Yan Feng with him. He doesn't like to play with knives, he likes to play with halberds. As far as Yi Feng remembered some upcoming events, Zhang Chushuan soon had a plan. As long as there is no change, not to mention recruiting everyone in the token, but it is not a problem to recruit some key personnel in a short period of time. For example, compare who is handsome with Zilong, and see if the frightened salamander is Tian Yan. Thinking of this, Zhang Chushuan put away the two-sided token, and then took out the communication token and sent an anxious message to Zhang Jingshuan, Nangong Mushui, Nangong Lu and Nangong Lu, Zhang Jingxin, and Zhang Yangfeng. About a cup of tea, the group arrived together. Zhang Chushuan swept over everyone's face, and finally stayed on Zhang Jingxin's face. Next, according to our previous plan, hold the Lingxia Town Grand Competition, set the reward a little higher, yellow rank pill, yellow rank martial arts, yellow rank exercises, don't be stingy, the top 10 rewards can be Zon rank. 9. But change the plan, after these people recruit, they all let them enter the reserve Yinperkshuan Armor Army. 99. Just preparation, Zhang Jingshuan asked suspiciously. Silver Percy is a special metal. The quality ranges from human rank to heaven rank, and even the veins of heaven rank silver perch may contain silver percites that exceed silver perch. These can all be used to forge weapons. Due to the light but high hardness of this metal, it is widely used in army armor forging. And one of the Zongji's largest industries in Lingxia town is an abandoned human-level silver perk vein, which needs to be mined by 077 with a lot of manpower and material resources. For the in-product family, this is a tasteless chicken rib, but for the non-in-product family, this is a pity for the chicken rib, so the Zhang family spends energy to operate. But the core disciples of the Zhang family all know that there is a large yellow rank extreme silver birth vein hidden under this abandoned human rank silver birth vein, and the ultimate silver birth contained in it will be acquired by even a Zon rank refiner and needs to be used. And the silver perk Zon armor army that Zhang Chushuan intends to create will be completely forged by silver parry, which is a weapon that ordinary spirit realm great cultivators will be excited about. But for Zhang Chushuan, now having the strength to hold on and reward 100-fold is so unreasonable. Originally, Zhang Chushuan planned to hold a big competition in Lingxia town to lure those who were talented or powerful among them to become the Yinperkshuan army. But how can it be made ready? Refining body realm martial artists, only enough to prepare. Zhang Chushuan's eyes condensed slightly, his fingers kept tapping on the table, and he said lightly, I have an army of 13,000 people under my command, and the most ordinary soldiers and pawns have the peak cultivation of the refining body realm, and they have opened 18 to 36 blood tricks. Ordinary refining realm martial artists, do you say that you can only make preparations? 99. At these words, the pupils of everyone on the scene suddenly contracted. 3,000 refining body realms. Zhang Jingshuan couldn't help but grow his mouth, his eyes full of shock. This is not a cat or a dog, it is the peak of the 3,000 refining body realm. A peak of the refining body realm can completely dominate a small town and have a place in the county. 3,000 refining body realm peak. Even the peak cultivators of the gathering spirit realm do not dare to touch its edge, can push off any county town very much. If there is a better general with it, the city will dare to rush. The Zhang family has such a force. 3,000, actually. Zhang Chushuan suddenly thought of something and shook his head. Zhang Jingshuan and several people immediately breathed a sigh of relief, otherwise their own old man would be too against the sky, and he actually reached the peak of the 3,000 refining body realm. I knew my father was joking. Zhang Jingxi, who came to join in the fun, whispered on the side. But as soon as her voice fell, she heard Zhang Chushuan continue. To be precise, it is 2,700 peaks of the refining realm, 270 mid-stage gathering spirit realms, 30 gathering spirit realm peaks, and 1 early stage of the incarnation spirit realm. 39. And this is a cavalry, the main general of which is named Zhao Yun, who has comprehended the gun and can fight with the real people of the Jaden realm. This army is called the White Horse Righteous Conservant, which can form a special war, and the Jaden realm can also be slaughtered. All, good fellow, the more you say, the more outrageous it gets. The master who comprehended a strong precept in the early stage of the transformation spirit realm was a subordinate of the Zhang family. If the person who spoke was not their lousy husband grandfather, they would be 100% suspicious, or think that Zhang Chushuan was confused. But thinking of the recent changes in the Zhang family, and Zhang Chushuan will take the secret realm, fierce beast meat, and advanced exercises like money. Well, my Zhang family is a hidden family, these are small scenes. Don't worry, I won't lie to you. Zhang Chushuan smiled slightly and continued. Although only reserve soldiers are recruited, the reward can be increased. 35. After Dobby starts, take out the 5 human-level ultimate exercises of Jinmu, water, fire and earth, and my Zhang family will directly give the first 4 layers in the whole town. All the residents of my Lingxia town, if they can break through the middle stage of the refining body, they will be rewarded with 3 more layers. Those who break to the late stage of refining the body, as long as they originally intend to join the Zhang family, they will be rewarded with 3 layers. 35. As for the yellow rank part, you need to exchange it with merit points. 5. Zhang Chushuan's tone was very flat, and the words that could be said were enough to make all the residents of Lingxia town crazy. Ordinary people can only practice the big AEE multicolor exercises and upgrade their cultivation to the threefold refining body realm. Then, they have to join a force, or be mercenaries to continue with their lives, in order to obtain the 4th layer of the refining body realm, or the public goods. The same is true for the 5-fold and 6-fold exercises of the later body refining realm. As for the 7-fold, 8-fold, and 9-fold exercises in the late stage of the refining body realm, it is a secret that is not passed down by a small town family, and 90 out of 9 ordinary people cannot contact it for a lifetime. The 10-fold exercises of the refining body realm are even more inaccessible to 90% of the town-level families. It takes hundreds of years of manpower and network accumulation to get it from the county quasi-Jupin or Jupin family. If the natives of the Schwantian continent are allowed to have a weekly opportunity to open the box, they are afraid that they will go crazy. And now, once the news that Zhang Chushuan has said now spreads, not to mention that Lingxia town will go crazy, the entire Qingchuan province will be shaken, and countless scattered cultivators and ordinary town families will come to pilgrimage. 0. Sometimes, giving a chance to rise is a kindness that needs to be repaid with life. This matter is the responsibility of Jingxin Global. Zhang Chushuan handed over the matter of Lingxia town to Zhang Jingxin. Everyone was suddenly a little puzzled, especially Zhang Jingshuan, because this matter was originally entrusted to him to do. As the eldest son, it was more appropriate for him to do it. Of course, Zhang Jingshuan has no opinion, he is a person who likes to be lazy. What's more, with Zhang Chushuan here, he is the biggest and most core of the Zhang family. Just pure curiosity. No one spoke, quietly listening to Zhang Chushuan. After letting Zhang Jingxin manipulate the clan comparison matter, Zhang Chushuan looked at Zhang Jingshuan and said, "You take your eldest daughter-in-law back to Shajia village and let the Shah family relocate." Quote. Everyone was stunned. It turned out to be so that Zhang Jingshuan had time to take Shah Jingshou back to Shajia village and bring the entire Shah family to Lingxia town. Think about it, the Zhang family is now developed, holding a small town competition can make such a big move, the Shah family is their own people, more reliable than other people and forces in Lingxia town, of course, to bring the tide to raise the boat. Jingzhou dynasty Shah family thank you father-in-law. Shah Jingzhou respectfully performed the big gift, her eyes were full of emotion, and her eyes were red. Family, don't say two words. Nangong Mushui opened her mouth to comfort. For this daughter-in-law of her own son, she is still very satisfied with this period of time. Operator. Sha Jingcho nodded obediently. Zhang Jingshuan chuckled and continued, you take these. Zhang Chushuan took out a few beads and distributed them to everyone. What is this? 35 Nangong Mushui asked curiously. Teleportation beads. 35. Zhang Chushuan's eyes condensed slightly. This is a good thing he exchanged in the hands of his fellow villagers, Zon rank items, spent a lot of things, he only earned 1,000 times. Teleportation beads. Zhang Chushuan turned the legend in his hand and said, if you encounter danger or something that cannot be solved, you can contact me immediately with a communication token, or directly crush this teleportation bead. 55. As long as it is within a radius of 1,000 miles, I will have a sense and come back immediately. 99. There are 100 teleportation beads, Zhang Chushuan, and each of the core disciples of the family will be given a body. If you encounter an enemy that you can't beat, you can call him to hammer. If he encounters an enemy that he can't hammer, then consume another teleportation bead to escape back to the Zhang family's strength range, and then use the domain to surprise them. Next, Yan Feng will accompany me out on a trip. At the junction of Lanyu County and Lintang County, there will be an opportunity soon, let's grab it. Chance. Well, it's just a Saint Lord inheritance. All. The Lord's inheritance. Nothing more. 27%. Chapter 109 Extraordinary Ghost. Shajia Village is weird. Subscription required. This matter is so decided. Eyes swept over everyone's faces. Zhang Chushuan decided everything in one word. No one disputed. They all knew Zhang Chushuan's temper. Yan Feng, you prepare. You will inevitably have a long night. We will go out after dinner. The most excited person at the scene was Zhang Yangfeng, although I don't know why a person like to use a knife like himself can comprehend the sword force, everything is temporarily summarized to the talent. But that didn't make him like to use a knife, and he still liked to use a halberd against his enemies. Zhang Chushuan is going to take the Holy Lord inheritance he received next, the other party happens to be a character with a sword and a halberd, how can he not be happy? Yes, Grandpa. The grandchildren go and prepare immediately. 39. Nanyangzhou, Lintang County, Qingchuan Province. There is a Shajia village near Lingxia town in Dongxing County, which is the largest village nearby. Shajia village was built next to a special mining cave, relying on the ore in which it slowly developed into one. Large villages, among which the strength of the Shah family's main family is not weak, it is stronger than many small towns that do not enter the Flow family. The residence of the head of the Shah family is in the westernmost part, and in the largest courtyard lives the patriarch Shah Qingyuan. The moonlight in the sky shines in through the window, and the candlelight shines together. It was already late at night, but Shah Qingyuan was not sleepy, sitting at the desk and turning his head from time to time to look out the window at night, with fear in his eyes. Since he visited the mine once 5 days ago, his health has changed. These days, whenever the night came, he would feel like something was pressing on his body. His body was heavy, but his soul was wandering, as if it was wandering outside the body. It's hard to wake up the next morning, and your body feels tired when you wake up. The situation was too weird to make him uneasy, so he deliberately drank more water before going to bed last night. In the middle of the night, he was awakened by the urge to urinate, and opened his eyes in a daze, as if he saw a pair of dark green eyes, close at hand. When he wanted to see a little more clearly, he only felt a white figure floating out of the window. After that, the mind sank and fell asleep again. This situation is too weird. If it weren't for the fact that nothing strange had happened in Shajia village for decades, and he would feel physically tired when he woke up every day, and there was a feeling that his body was hollowed out by excessive intercourse, Sha Qingyuan would really wonder if he had recruited a ghost. But ghosts are such things, ordinary people have only heard of them. And that kind of ghost that can move around freely, at least a demon, is enough to be comparable to a cultivator of the gathering spirit realm. If he is willing, he can completely destroy the entire Shah family village with one ghost, and there is no need to sneak around. But to say that there are no ghosts, and the strange situation he experiences every night cannot be explained, but he has been, ghost pressed into bed. For several nights in a row. Especially the dark green eyes and white shadows he saw in the confusion last night made him feel ominous. It was better when there was sun during the day, but now, in the dead of night, the dark night outside the window was like a devouring monster, which made him have no bottom in his heart and a little panicked. Shaw, Shaw. There was a breeze blowing outside, making a strange sound through the treetops, giving the impression that a fierce spirit was roaring. Sha Qingyuan's pupils shrank, and he instinctively shouted, "Retreat." Father, 35. A trace opened in the huge bookcase in the study, revealing a square, upright, masculine face of a man. This person is Sha Jingshou, the eldest son of Sha Qingyuan, 45 years old this year, and also the strongest person in the Sha family. The first eightfold martial artist of the refining body realm in decades, has completed the 3 indication tempering, and may be able to try to break through the ninefold refining realm in his lifetime. Why don't we immediately send a message to Lingxia town and ask my virtuous son-in-law to come and take a look? Sha Qingyuan forced down the fear in his heart and made a suggestion. Shajia village is not far from Lingxia town, and it only takes half a day to travel by horseback, and I have heard about what has happened in Lingxia town recently. With the strength and news channels of the Sha family, they still don't know that the Zhang family has destroyed the 3 sects of Xingyu sect, Haichao sect, and Burning Incense Valley, let alone that the Zhang family has been rewarded as the 8-pin family by the Yu Kingdom Imperial Hall, and Zhang Chushuan has also become Huyi. But the Sha family knew that the Zhang family had produced a cultivator of the gathering spirit realm, and knew that Zhang Yanran, his own granddaughter, could defeat the powerful yellow rank peak murder or black crystal python. With such strength, when you can solve the weirdness that has happened recently. Father, the child feels that it is not appropriate to inform his sister and brother-in-law about this. Sha Jingshou and Sha Jingshou are the same mother, although the age difference between the two is almost 10 years, but the relationship is excellent, and many times they are willing to think more about each other. Now that the old man of the Zhang family has re-emerged from the mountain, he is said to be a great cultivator of the transformation spirit realm, and his cultivation strength is unfathomable. My son-in-law Zhang Jingshuan is no longer the head of the Zhang family, and we don't know what the situation of my sister following him is in the Zhang family, so it is not appropriate to cause trouble at such a time. 5. Even if my father wants his sister back, he should write to ask first, and then talk about it later. Quote. Sha Jingshou is not dissatisfied with Zhang Jingshuan's brother-in-law, not only looks good, but also only marries his own sister, and has always been cultivated as an heir in the Zhang family. But in the end, he was bound by some I-beams, which made Sha Jingshou afraid of dragging Sha Jingshou, but caused Zhang Jingshuan to drop points in front of Zhang Chushuan and lose the power of the Zhang family. He didn't know that the Zhang family was in the hands of Zhang Chushuan, and the future was infinite. Although Zhang Jingshuan is not a patriarch, his future achievements will only get higher and higher. But this is out of good intentions. Sha Qingyuan understood, and sighed. Then according to what you said, send a letter to Jingchu tomorrow. If she is still in a good situation, then let her bring my precious granddaughter to visit. Thinking of Zhang Yanran, a smile appeared at the corner of Sha Qingyuan's mouth. Zhang Yanran is good-looking, still a genius, and naturally pampered. Although the genius later fell, no one in the Sha family despised Zhang Yanran because of this, but Sha Qingyuan loved this granddaughter even more, and did not send less pills and elixirs. Obey your father's orders, Sha Jingshou responded, and a fierce light flashed in his eyes. Father, don't worry. If something dirty comes over tonight, my son will definitely kill it. The ghosts that hide their heads must be able to be killed, otherwise we will be finished early. Sha Qingyuan also understood. Hearing Sha Jingshou's words, his heart suddenly relaxed a lot, and there was also drowsiness in his mind. Shower, next you pay attention, sleep first for your father. Rest assured to leave the matter to Sha Jingshou. Sha Qingyuan yawned and returned to bed alone. Mrs. Sha Qingyuan died 3 years ago, and she slept alone on weekdays, occasionally going to sleep in the rooms of several imperial wives and concubines. At least get a good night's sleep tonight. Sha Qingyuan thought so, and slept directly with clothes. 0 asking for flowers. He did not arrange a summer retreat vigil today, and there were some people hidden on the roof and in the corner outside the courtyard. Most of these people are Sha family nursing homes, in the middle of the strength refining body realm. They are usually kept idle in the Zhuangzi, eat and drink well, and occasionally go hunting in the branches of the nearby Fierce Beast mountain range. Today is the time to come in handy. He was also anxious by what had happened in the past few nights, and tonight he was determined to find out the situation, so it was really impossible to sleep well first. The entire Sha family is not the oldest, his strength is quite strong, and his blood chi is a little withered, and he really can't figure out why he is being targeted. Few tilde operator. After lying on the bed, Sha Qingyuan tightened the quilt, a wave of drowsiness hit, and soon let out a deep breath. Second brother, you said what happened to your father these days, he is always suspicious. 35. Today is even more outrageous, and asked us to take the nursing home to ambush in secret. On the roof, a young man couldn't help but complain to the person next to him. These two people, Sha Qingyuan's second son Sha Jingyuan and third son Sha Jingyuan, are from one mother, and they have a better relationship on weekdays. 0. The two are also responsible for the family guards, each leading a team of people. In Shengwu's fantasy world, this is the core force. I don't know, my father didn't tell me. Sha Jingyun narrowed her eyes, and a trace of fierceness flashed in her eyes. No matter what he is, if he dares to appear tonight, I will kill him. 35. It's really dirty, and with our qi and blood, I can make it go away. Sha Jingyun was very angry in her heart. He and Sha Jingyuan are from the second room, and their strength is the 7th level of the refining body realm, which is far worse than Sha Jingyuan's cultivation, not to mention that Sha Jingyuan's sister Sha Jingqiu is still married so well. For the power of the Sha family, the two brothers have no mind at all, and on weekdays, apart from practicing martial arts to improve their strength, they all want to enjoy. It's summer now, and it's called a hot one in the middle of the night, so that is the master of the Sha family, they have things to cool off in their bedrooms, and there are maids waiting, so don't be too comfortable. As a result, Sha Qingyuan gave an order, but they fed mosquitoes here. Can and not be angry. Whoosh, woo. 35. In the distant branches of the Fierce Beast mountain range, there were fierce wolf cries from time to time. Time slipped away imperceptibly, and in the early hours of the morning. Tonight, the Taiyan star is particularly bright, sprinkling white moonlight, covering the entire Shajia village with a layer of fluorescent light veil. This is a good view. Suddenly, the sky began to turn gray, as if some evil aura had contaminated the Taiyan star, making the lunar disk full of flaws. The light began to dim, and the wind howled even more intensely in the sky. On the moonlit avenue, 3 more horses were galloping. Jing Chu, don't worry, since my father reminded us before going out, and I was sure that something would happen tomorrow night, my father-in-law is still safe tonight. Master, I know all this, but it's weird. Sha Jingqiu's eyes couldn't hide the worry. At this moment, the hairpin on Zhang Yanren's head lit up, and Wu Yanxi's spirit levitated, looking at the Sha family village in the distance, showing doubts on his face. Curious ghosts, and it doesn't seem to be ghosts. Yan ran, there is a situation in this village, and the strangeness has come. 35. What the? The 3 were shocked. River. 28%. Chapter 110. Wu Yanxi was shocked, it was actually a ghoul. Customized. What? Weird is already in Shajia village. 99. Zhang Jingxuan and Zhang Yanren's expressions changed slightly, Sha Jingqiu's face turned white, and his heart shook. For Wu Yanxi, the Zhang family now knows her, knowing that she is the reincarnation of the king, and her insight is extraordinary. She said that the weird had come, so there would be no mistake. Speed up. 9. Zhang Jingxuan waved the long whip in his hand to make the horse run faster. He wasn't in such a hurry before, because he trusted Zhang Chushuan's words 100%, and didn't think what would happen to the Sha family today. Coming from Lingxia town overnight, it was just to see Sha Jingqiu unsettled, he wanted his wife to rest assured as soon as possible, and by the way, he also explored in Shajia village in advance. Now that he knows that the strange is coming, he is also very anxious, after all, Sha family village is Sha Jingqiu's father's clan. Seeing this, Zhang Yanren and Sha Jingqiu immediately followed. The horse under the 3-seater is not an ordinary goods, but a human-level top spirit beast. The only talent is speed and endurance, running with all his might, and the speed is not inferior to the cultivators of the gathering spirit realm. The 3 of them suddenly turned into afterimages and flew over the road. Wu Yanxi attached to the hairpin, her eyes looked at Shajia village from a distance, her brows locked. Ghosts are not ordinary means, and the powerful, 087, ghosts that are comparable to the strength of the transformation spirit realm cannot be easily mastered, and according to Zhang Chushuan, tomorrow night there will be a new evil ghost wreaking havoc on Shajia village, doing a terrible bloody case. As a result, the strange appearance time is now advanced, and it still holds the ghost. Did something happen, or did I miss something? This ghost is indeed something special. Wu Yanxi became interested. Back then, in the middle region, the ghost general did not kill her less, and she did not encounter this situation. Spooky, weird, really weird. At the same time, the Sha family mansion. In this hot summer, even if the time is late at night and early in the morning, the temperature will not be too low, but the three brothers of the Shaw family and the nursing home feel a little cold, and subconsciously rub their hands. In this dark night under the light of the stars, no one felt that there was a problem with this chill. Gradually, everyone's thoughts began to change, their eyelids became heavier and heavier, and they felt a little sleepy. Bang! On the roof, Sha Jingyuan's neck was crooked, and his forehead hit the tiles. A little pain hit, making Sha Jingyuan suddenly come back to his senses, as if he woke up, his whole body was stirring. What's going on? I'm actually about to fall asleep. Sha Jingyuan felt incredible. He was the kind of man who recognized the bed, not his own bed would never sleep, unless he was tired. The vigil for Sha Jingyuan tonight was set during the day, so he ran back to the room and slept with his little wife for an afternoon. Moreover, he is a sevenfold martial artist of the refining body realm, and his chi and blood are like a rainbow. How can it be easy to get sleepy? Almost don't even know how to fall asleep. There is a situation. Noticing that Sha Jingyuan next to him also looked drowsy, Sha Jingyuan's sweat hair stood on end, and he suddenly realized that the situation was wrong. Second brother, don't sleep, there is a situation. Holding back and not shouting, Sha Jingyuan patted Sha Jingyuan, lowered his voice and said, while taking away the two tiles in front of him, looking down into the house. What's going on? Sha Jingyuan was awakened and shivered. When his mind started working, he remembered Sha Jingyuan's explanation, and quickly learned Sha Jingyuan's appearance, took away a tile and looked into the house. Sha Jingyuan's bedroom is not big or small, and together with the study, the light is slightly dim. The candles in the house have been extinguished at some point, and the surface of the Taiyan star in the sky has been cast a shadow, causing the moonlight to darken and make the vision in the bedroom more blurred. The air in the bedroom seems to be a little murky, and the environment inside the house is blurry and unreal. However, Sha Jingyuan and Sha Jingyuan, the two martial artists in the late stage of the refining body realm, although they suddenly failed to see clearly, but after concentrating, they immediately saw the situation inside. A silver-white light and shadow fluttered through the window and fluttered in. The nursing homes outside the window had fallen asleep for some time, and there were a few snoring and thundering, but they could not wake up the others. Sha Jingyuan and Sha Jingyuan narrowed their eyes and looked at it, and found that the silver-white light seemed to be a woman. The figure, wearing a white gauze all over, the lower body of the sarong looms, and it seems that there is none, and the only dark place on Chi's body is a long black hair that falls down. The figure will float forward for a distance every time, and without waiting for Sha Jingyuan and the two brothers to react, they have come to the bedroom window, and then sit on Sha Jingyuan, slowly lowering their heads. This scene was also seen by Sha Jingshou, as the number one master of the Sha family, the eightfold martial artist of the refining body realm. He was hiding in the bookcase, and there was no sleep, and his consciousness was very clear. It's just that the place where he is hiding is relatively remote, and he didn't react until the silver-white figure came to Sha Jingyuan and sat down. Sha Jingshou saw more than Sha Jingyuan's brothers, and he clearly saw that the figure blurred his face, and in the package of pitch-black long hair, there were a pair of dark green eyes emitting a glowing green light. The owner of the figure slowly lowered his head, and put his hands on Sha Jingyuan's chest, mouth to mouth, as if he was sucking something. All this happens quietly. The silver-white figure lay on Sha Jingyuan's body without making a sound. In the face of all this, Sha Qing was originally unaware. His nose was stable, and he looked like he had fallen into a deep sleep, but the surface of his body gradually emitted a layer of green light, and the green light wrapped in a light and shadow that Sha Qing believed. And this scene, Sha Jingyuan and the two brothers Sha Jingyuan on the roof all saw it, and the whole person was like pouring a bucket of ice water, and the whole body was cold and sweaty. Sure enough, it is a ghost. It is obviously devouring Sha Qingyuan's Yangqi, and it seems that it is also devouring the soul, which is not good news. However, if it is a ghost, it is reasonable to say that it can only move within a certain range until it reaches the level of a demon, and although the demon can be injured by blood qi, its strength is comparable to that of a cultivator of the gathering spirit realm, and there are many means, which is difficult to solve. If it is a demon, it definitely has the ability to slaughter the entire Sha family village. Why sneak up to devour Sha Qingyuan's Yangqi? Huge doubts surround. But Lao Su was suffering, and his sons, the three did not sit still. Suddenly, Sha Jingshou felt a great terror attack. The blood in his body surged uncontrollably, and his heart began to beat faster. Sha Jingshou stretched out his hand to grasp the heart position of his chest, and his body couldn't stop trembling. Through the gap in the cabinet door, with a glimpse, he found that the silver-white figure suddenly turned his head, and a pair of dark green eyes shot out a dark green light, aiming at his position. The one was almost completely wrapped in long black hair, revealing only the eyes and mouth, and the corners of the mouth suddenly curved. Laughed. This devil smiled to himself. Sha Jingshou felt as if he had fallen into an ice cellar, and his body was somehow completely unable to move. Zero. But what's going on here? Is it the means of the devil? If this devil has such means, why sneak around? Sha Jingshou couldn't figure it out, but that didn't prevent him from thinking about ways to get out. Bang! At this time, Sha Jingyuan and Sha Jingyuan brothers took action, directly opened the roof and broke into the room, among which Sha Jingyan was burly, looking Kong Wu powerful. The first time he ran full of qi and blood, waving a knife towards the bed to see and cut. No matter what kind of lonely soul and wild ghost you are, dare to do something in my Sha family, see if I don't kill you. Look at my crazy wolf knife technique. Sha Jingyan shouted while attacking forward, both to embolden himself and to mobilize his momentum and try to deter Sha Qingyuan's body. On the side, Sha Jingyuan did not rush directly, but looked at the bookcase in the corner of the study on the side, and sprinted over with all his might. He remembered that Sha Jingshou was hiding in that bookcase. Why had he not moved? Could it be that something happened? With a bad premonition in his heart, Sha Jingyuan came to the bookcase and opened the bookcase with a knife. Bang! In the bookcase, Sha Jingshou fell out, trembling all over. Big brother! Sha Jingyuan's face changed, and he screamed, and his eyes turned red. Although Sha Jingshou is not dead yet, the situation is not optimistic, and his whole body is trembling, as if he walked around in the snow with his bare ass when he was a child and returned home. Seeing this scene of his eldest brother, Sha Jingyuan was angry. This is a good big brother for them. I'll kill you. The monstrous killing intent and anger drowned Sha Jingyuan's reason, and he forgot his fear, lifted the big knife and rushed to the direction of the big bed, cooperating with Sha Jingyan to attack the white shadow. Sha Jingyan's big knife came first, and the blood chi fused with the knife chi swung out, looking at the silver reveal. Bang! The white shadow's neck was cut but not broken, and his body flew out upside down. Roar! White Shadow propped up on the bed with one hand, roared and rushed towards Sha Jing 4.4 Yun, relying on a pair of claw-like hands to attack. Its speed was very fast. Sha Jingyan almost failed to react, and took a knife in front of his neck at the critical moment. Bang! The huge force came. Sha Jingyan's hands were numb, and he couldn't help but fall backwards. The White Shadow wanted to take advantage of the chase, and Sha Jingyuan's attack arrived at this time, interrupting it. Roar! Bai Ying blocked it with his arm, couldn't help but feel a little painful, and let out a roar. But then it did not fight again, but found its direction and jumped out of one side window, apparently to escape. Through the moonlight, the three brothers of Sha Jingyan finally saw the true appearance of this silver-white figure, and it turned out that the silver-white on this thing was not a gauze at all, but hair. It was hair, and it was like wearing an invulnerable mink coat. In that dark green light, it revealed a sense of coldness. What the hell is this? At the same time, at the door of the Sha family's mansion, Zhang Jingshuan and the three had already arrived at the door, took off into the air as soon as possible, and rushed towards the backyard with their own skills. Wu Yanxi's eyes froze, and suddenly there was surprise and a little shock in her eyes. So it's a ghoul. But there will actually be a ghoul inheritance here. 28%. Chapter 111 Ghoul marriage is both a blessing and a curse, a disaster and an opportunity. Subscription required. Where to go? The two brothers, Sha Jingyan and Sha Jingyuan, jumped out of the window after the silver-white ghost, holding a long knife in their hands, murderous. The two were not stupid, although they didn't know what this ghost thing was, but when they saw him running away, they immediately realized that this thing might be afraid of them. In any case, since you bumped into it today, you can't let it escape. Evil wolves pounce. Wolf blow. Sha Jingyuan and Sha Jingyuan cooperated tacitly, one left and one right, blocking the direction in which the ghost creature could escape, and their bodies were full of qi and blood. Phew. Blame. The ghost is bent on escaping, completely ignoring the danger behind it. Two blood-colored knife qi slashed. It was slashed before it had time to dodge, and the surface of its body suddenly emitted a sound of hot gas evaporating. The blood-colored knife chi is melting, and there are also many injuries on the surface of the ghost's body. Bang! Two large knives slashed at the ghost's white fluffy arm, one left and one right, all embedded in the body for more than an inch, but the monster did not bleed at all. Sha Jingyuan and Sha Jingyuan's expressions changed slightly. This feeling is very similar to the feeling of chopping a knife into a tree when I practiced knife when I was a child, and if you can't cut it with one sword, the knife will be fixed in the tree and it will be difficult to pull it out. And now, they cut down an iron tree. The huge shock force came, causing their hands to go numb and they almost didn't hold the handle of the knife. Roar. Sha Jingyuan and Sha Jingyuan's arms were numb from the shock, and the ghost creature was not in a good situation, and under the pain, he let out a roar that seemed to be pain and anger, and his green eyes flickered, like ghost fire. A layer of black chi diffused from the surface of the ghost creature's body, and this black chi came quickly, wrapping the two knives behind its back in the blink of an eye. Click, click, 35. The ghost suddenly turned around, clipped two large knives in the surprised eyes of Sha Jingyuan's two brothers, and then leaned out a claw and took it straight to the necks of the two. Dang! The clash of blades sounded. The ghost creature moved quickly and quickly, but Sha Jingyun and Sha Jingyuan were not without the power to parry, and in a hurry, they put the short knife in front of them and put one hand against the blade to block it. The ghost's two clawed hands pierced in the face, sending out a huge force. The two immediately retreated to the rear, leaving the latter to sit on the ground. Hell, the two were shocked. Their use of knives is not ordinary, it is a knife weapon that reaches the middle grade of the human rank. It was easily broken by this ghost. With strength, what to escape? Roar. The ghost creature let out a beast-like threatening roar towards Sha Jingyuan, and a blood-black aura emanated from its mouth, with a disgusting fishy breath. The long black hair on his head danced wildly under this roar, and he looked very photographable. Sha Jingyun and Sha Jingyuan looked intently and thoroughly saw the face of this ghost. The appearance is very scary, the complexion is blue-black, and there is a very red vein all over it, wriggling like a centipede earthworm. The ghost creature's face is protruding, its eyes are dark green, but its hands are blue-black, and its nails are sharp, comparable to the blade of a knife. What the hell is this? The two brothers, Sha Jingyuan and Sha Jingyun, asked in their hearts here. Immediately after, Sha Jingyuan's eyes changed slightly, and he shouted, "It's Wu Ziji." 5. Wu Ziji. Sha Jingyun said this name, and her eyes suddenly changed. This Wu Zi period is not new to the Sha family, he is the fiancé of Sha Qingyuan's youngest daughter, but he accidentally disappeared 3 years ago and can no longer find anyone. At that time, Xiaomei was sad for a long time. How did it become this ghost now? Roar. The ghost creature seemed to be a little sensitive to the 3 words Wu Ziji, and the green light in his eyes flickered, as if he was thinking about something. At least in the eyes of the Sha Jingyuan brothers, it is thinking. My head hurts. Quote, hey, how do I sleep here? By the way, we are keeping vigil in the Lord's courtyard. 99. How did you fall asleep? Hey, look at that. The Sha Jingyuan brothers and the ghosts were quiet, especially the latter also made a roar similar to a beast, which woke up the 8 nursing homes that Sha Jingyuan had arranged to keep vigil in the courtyard, but inexplicably all slept over. They quickly noticed the situation in the courtyard and found that an extremely ugly-looking monster was confronting the second and third masters of the Sha family. There are monsters. The Lord feels right. Up, cut him. Seeing the ghost creature, the 8 people were afraid in their hearts, but the loyalty cultivated over the years and the deep generosity of the Sha family made them rush forward with a knife without hesitation. Roar. The monster's perception was very keen, and the first time he found the guards who rushed up, not only was he not afraid, but he roared and greeted him. Bang. The 4 knives slashed at the ghost first, but they could not cut through its body in the slightest. These escort cultivators ranged from 4 to 6 in the refining body, and their strength was neither strong nor weak, but they all achieved the release of chi and blood, and the weapons in their hands were not as good as the human-ranked middle-grade knife weapons in the hands of Sha Jingyuan's 2 brothers. Even the 2 brothers Sha Jingyuan were not opponents, and the 4 of them were even more unable to cause harm to this guard. Bang! 4 figures flew out upside down and knocked down 4 walls before stopping. Poof! The 4 vomited a mouthful of blood in unison, apparently suffering from internal injuries. What's going on? What happened? At this time, Sha Qingyuan in the bedroom heard the movement outside the house and woke up slowly. He tried to do it, but found that his body was weak for a while, and he almost fell on the bed. After taking a few deep breaths and running the family water system exercises, he finally lifted up some strength and reluctantly walked towards the door. But just halfway there, he found Sha Jingshu lying in front of the bookcase convulsing. Shizu, what's wrong with you? Jingyuan, quiet luck. This scene frightened Sha Qingyuan. Sha Jingshu is the hope of their Sha family to go further. Sha Qingyuan's legs were soft and he almost fell. Master. Among the 8 nursing homes, 4 stepped forward to deal with the ghosts, and 4 rushed into the bedroom to check the situation for the first time, just in time to see Sha Qingyuan, who was about to fall, and quickly reached out to help. It was at this time that the entire Shajia village took the Shah family mansion as a dot, and the cool air was torches one by one, and soon the lights were bright. A voice came to mind next to the Shah family's residence. What happened? It seems that a beast has entered the village, and the battle is fierce. The voice comes from the courtyard of the patriarch. Hurry up and check. The Lord is in danger. The movement of the battle between the ghost creature and the Shah family was too great, first waking up the residents around the residence, and then some nearby residents were all awakened. Everyone came this way with a torch. This situation made Sha Qingyuan and others feel a little relaxed in their hearts. Although I know that in the face of powerful and strange demons, there are many people will not help, but in the face of this kind of sense and horror, when there are many people, you can always be bolder. Roar. The ghost creature obviously heard the movement around it, and a look of fear actually flashed in its eyes. The next moment, I saw him kicking his feet to a high place, and the light of his body suddenly filled with a layer of black chi, and his body seemed to suddenly intervene between reality and swept towards the outside of the mansion. This monster is going to run. Is he afraid of crowds? Sha Jingyan saw the movements of the ghost, and her eyes froze. This ghost creature's body is hard, and it can be said that it is invulnerable. They used their own chi and blood to control the long knife of the human rank to slash, and they could not hurt him in the slightest, and even cause the long knife to shatter, which shows that this ghost creature is quite difficult to mess with. In the study, Sha Jingshou was even quieter, as if he had fallen into evil. It stands to reason that no amount of people can kill this monster. But it chose to run away, surely sensing that its life was in danger. That being the case, it must not be allowed to escape. Can't let him escape. What if you don't let him escape? And no one can stop him. At this moment, an abnormality suddenly appeared. Fa! Everyone saw that a sharp sword light suddenly appeared, instantly illuminating the pitch-black sky. The light of the torture knife seemed to come from outside the sky, and in the blink of an eye, it came to the ghost. Through this spatula light, everyone can see the appearance of the ghost 090 thing clearly. 7. The picture of a ghost being beheaded. Poof. The sword light flashed, the ghost creature's body was beaten, the neck was crooked, the whole head and body were separated, and they fell to the ground together, clean and neat. Phew. A cold breeze blew by, which seemed to bring the hustle and bustle. Looking at the corpses of ghosts on the ground, the Shah family didn't know what expression to make for a while, until 3 figures stepped into the air and landed steadily in the yard. Second brother, third brother. Sha Jingshou walked to Sha Jingyuan and Sha Jingyan, and was relieved to see that they seemed to be in good condition. Fourth sister. Sha Jingyuan and Sha Jingyan looked happy, but they knew that the Zhang family had risen. Not only was the old man of the Zhang family suspected of being a great cultivator of the spirit realm, but their Sha family's own granddaughter Zhang Yanting had been promoted to the gathering spirit realm and was a cultivator. Unexpectedly, Sha Jingshou actually came back, and took Zhang Jingshuan and Zhang Yanren with him. The knife just now, judging by the situation, was cut out by Zhang Yanren, and it was really strong. Second brother, third brother, what exactly happened here? Sha Jingshou was not in the mood to be with Sha Jingyuan for a long time, and asked with a concerned expression, also, what about father and eldest brother, are they okay? Sha Jingshou mentioned Sha Qingyuan and Sha Jingshou, and Sha Jingyuan's expression suddenly changed greatly. Not good, big brother has an accident. The group hurriedly rushed into the room, just in time to see Sha Qingyuan holding Sha Jingshou crying and tearing his heart. Jingshou, it was my father who harmed you. Shizumiu, why wasn't it me who had an accident? Sha Jingshou had an accident. Everyone looked at Sha Jingshou and found that he was convulsed all over and foamed at the mouth. At this time, Wu Yanxi's figure appeared out of thin air, suspended beside Zhang Yanren, and sighed, it's really a ghoul. Quote. Wu Yanxi's eyes flashed with a flash of unison. Where there are ghouls, there will be those veins. That kind of vein, even she will be moved. This is just this vein, it is naturally generated. Or is it artificial? If it was man-made, it would be terrible. 28%. Chapter 112. 5 Conditions, a soul land that even quasi-emperors and refiners will gaze at. Subscription. Big brother. Sha Jingshou noticed Sha Jingshou's situation, her face changed, and she immediately pounced to check the situation. Zhang Jingshuan was not as gaff as Sha Jingshou, looked at the 2 brothers Sha Jingyuan and Sha Jingyan, and asked curiously, second uncle, third uncle, what's going on? Fourth brother-in-law. Here's the thing. Sha Jingyuan and Sha Jingyun looked at each other and began to tell about the situation that Sha Qingyuan had encountered in the past few days, and said that the latter had a situation of being pressed by a ghost every day. It's been days. Zhang Jingshuan frowned and pondered. On the side, after listening to Sha Jingyuan's story, Sha Jingqiu frowned, and complained to Sha Qingyuan beside him, "Father, since you have encountered this situation a long time ago, why didn't you write to us earlier?" Sha Jingqiu and Sha Jingqiu are the same mother, and the latter was brought up by the latter, and the two have had a very good relationship since childhood. Alas, Sha Qingyuan sighed deeply and said bitterly. Since Sha Jingqiu got married, the Sha family has not been able to provide much help, but fortunately, the Zhang family has been very good to Sha Jingqiu. But Sha Qingyuan still felt embarrassed, but now that something happened and he had to ask the Zhang family to help, he felt too embarrassed. Especially with the recent rise of the Zhang family, at this time, the Sha family found it, giving people a very snobbish feeling, in case it provokes the displeasure of the Zhang family, not only the Sha family will not be worth the loss, but also Sha Jingqiu. This is not only for face, but also for Sha Jingqiu. But these things, Sha Qingyuan is not easy to say. Jingqiu, my father-in-law is also afraid of troubling us, and this happened too suddenly. 39. Zhang Jingshuan hugged his wife's shoulders and comforted him. As a patriarch for several years, he has grown a lot in terms of human feelings, and he immediately understood Sha Qingyuan's concerns. This is human nature, there is nothing to say. As a matter of urgency, we still have to find a way to save my uncle. Zhang Jingshuan pointed out the key of the moment in one sentence. Sha Jingqiu is not dead yet, but his body is constantly convulsing, and he looks like he has been poisoned by some kind. If a solution can be found, he may not be saved. Is there a way for the virtuous son-in-law? Hearing Zhang Jingshuan's words, thinking that the Zhang family has become different now, Sha Qingyuan's eyes burst with hope, stepped forward 2 steps and grabbed Zhang Jingshuan's hand, solemnly, as long as you can save the retreat, no matter what price my Sha family needs to pay, you can. His son is almost gone, and he can't care about faceless things. Father-in-law is serious. Zhang Jingshuan showed a bitter smile and shook his head. If my son-in-law had a way to save my uncle, I would have already made a move, and I don't need my father-in-law to pay any price. But I don't even know what that monster is just now. So what to do? Sha Qingyuan's face turned white. If even Zhang Jingshuan couldn't do anything, then the Sha family would be even more unlikely to find a way. This is troublesome. Zhang Jingshuan turned his head to look at Zhang Yanren's side. Wu Yanxi had already appeared, looking at the ghost corpse outside the door with interest. But no one around noticed. This is obviously not because Wu Yanxi is not attractive enough, the real situation is just the opposite. The supreme style of a generation of martial artists, the peerless style, and the independence of the posthumous world are the focus everywhere. The reason why no one can see her is naturally that she doesn't want to be seen. Teacher, do you know what that ghost thing is outside, and how to solve the problem on my uncle? 99. Without Zhang Jingshuan opening his mouth, Zhang Yanren had already taken the initiative to ask Wu Yanxi. This is a ghoul, Wu Yanxi introduced in a casual tone. Ghoul. Zhang Yanren frowned slightly. She was also well-read since she was a child, especially when Zhang Chushuan liked to collect biographical materials, and her knowledge was very rich. But he had never heard of such a ghoul as a ghoul. This is a very special ghost, which has disappeared in the middle region for tens of thousands of years, and it seems to have broken the inheritance. I thought I could see it in a place like this, Wu Yanxi said with some emotion. Everyone knows that ghosts exist in this world, and knows that ghosts are divided into levels such as evil spirits, powerful ghosts, and ghost generals. But just as Terran cultivators have different physiques and cultivation techniques, ghost cultivation is not just one, but has many branches. Such as water ghosts, ghost eaters, hanged ghosts, etc. Although these ghosts are all on the same path in the end, relying on strength to win, but different ghosts come from different backgrounds and have different natural abilities. For example, water ghosts can run amok in water, and ghost eaters have the means to read memories and confuse the mind. And this ghoul is an extremely special ghost, born in corpses. The corpse is the graveyard of this kind of ghost, so before the strength reaches the level of the powerful ghost, the ghoul can also manipulate the corpse and can wander around. But there is a time limit for the existence of ghoul corpses. Whether it is to become stronger or to continue the life of the ghost, it is necessary to complete parasitism within a certain period of time and transform a living body into a corpse for cultivation. Let me explain it to you. Wu Yanxi had no intention of appearing in front of everyone, and her soul flashed into Zhang Yanren's body, and she told with the help of her body, the ghost thing outside is called a ghoul. 5. The conditions for the birth of ghouls are very harsh. First, the land of souls. Second, a corpse that has not died for more than 12 hours, and the 3 souls and 7 spirits are still there. Third, this corpse must have a strong obsession. Fourth, the corpse was placed in the soul land for more than 49 days, and ghost eggs were born inside the corpse. Fifth, the ghost baby egg sucks blood. There are 5 conditions that must be met at the same time, and the requirements cannot be described as not harsh. What is the land of souls? Zhang Jingxuan asked suspiciously. A special geographical environment. Wu Yanxi thought for a while and explained, if you take out the place, there will be a vein of soul stones, and there will be soul stones in the veins. 99. This soul stone has no effect on ordinary people, but it is of great use to cultivators above the Saint Lord level, Divine Mansion realm, and can assist in cultivation. Zhang Yanren said some information about the soul stone. If she guessed correctly, a soul land was born near this Xia family village, which is monstrous and rich, and it is not suitable for more people to know about it. And this matter, Zhang Nuo Chuzan must know, which will let Zhang Jingxuan and Xia Jingqiu come over. In addition, Wu Yanxi did not say all the effects of the soul stone. In fact, the soul stone is still one of the main materials used in the forging of all horcruxes, although no refiner in this era can refine horcruxes, but it does not prevent them from eager to refine. Therefore, every appearance of the soul stone will attract the crazy chase of the refiners. There are so many people on the scene, if you know about this matter, it is difficult to guarantee that something will not rise to be careful. On the contrary, it was directly said that the soul stone needed to be used by cultivators above the Saint Lord level, and the Xia family did not want to touch it, because they could not use it, let alone sell it. Otherwise, if you are guilty, you will only encounter a crisis of destruction. This piece of soul land, in the end, is still cheap Zongjia dog. However, the Zhang family will definitely not be indebted to the Xia family. Soul stone, but a good thing that even the quasi-emperor will be thrilled by. Here, at least 100 million souls are buried. 28%. Chapter 113. The whole village has ghost baby eggs in their bodies. Subscription required. It seems that this place has a big secret. A sharp flash flashed in Zhang Yanren's eyes. The soul stone has a special effect. It can contain the soul, enhance the soul power, promote the growth of the divine soul, and even help the earth to understand the laws of understanding. No strong person can refuse the soul stone. However, soul stones are extremely rare, only produced by soul formations, and soul formations generally only exist in ancient battlefields, which need to have a special geographical location and bury at least 100 million souls. But later, a powerful formation mage studied this geographical location thoroughly and began to artificially select matching places and build them with special formations. And the construction of each soul land represents the fall of at least 100 million human races. This is the way of evil cultivation. In the middle region, the construction of the soul land is expressly prohibited, and if anyone is found to be building privately, he will definitely be wanted by the entire Terran and ordered to kill. A small place like Shajia village will appear in a soul land, and it is almost impossible to naturally conceive, and there must be some force behind it. Quote, Wu Yanxi's heart boiled with murderous intent. In the recent period, she has not recalled the details of the past, and gradually discovered some doubts about the sneak attack back then, and her good apprentice is likely to have become an evil cultivator. And the 4-rank sect that has a feud with the martial pavilion is very likely to have problems. But now it has been 1,000 years since she fell into a deep sleep, and she doesn't know what the situation is on the other side of the middle region. Wu Yanxi gradually fell into deep thought. Soul land. Zhang Jingxuan glanced at Zhang Yanren, and probably thought of something when thinking of his own Laozi's explanation. But he didn't say anything, but asked 100 Xia Jingyuan, third uncle, the ghost corpse outside your house is Wu Ziji. Zhang Jingxuan once had a relationship with Wu Ziji, and the two chatted quite well at that time. For the Xia family, both of them are sons-in-law, and they are brothers-in-law. That's right, it's the sub-period. Without waiting for Xia Jingyan to speak, Xia Qingyuan sighed and said, I can be sure that it is him. If what Yan Ran said is not wrong, then this ghost thing is him. You all know that Wu Ziji has a marriage contract with your little sister. He is different from Jin Zan, he is a loose cultivator. I mean he got into the trap, and he agreed. He is self-motivated and strong, so I arranged a job for him to guard the ore vein, but he encountered an accident in the ore vein, just alas. At the end, Sha Qingyuan sighed remorsefully. Today's effect, yesterday's cause. With Zhang Jingshuan Zuyu in front, he was actually not very satisfied with Wu Ziji, but his younger daughter liked it, plus Wu Ziji was diligent and willing to join the family. He also agreed, and arranged for him to work in the Sha family's core industry. But on the first day when Wu Ziji went to work in the mine cave, the whole person was like a demon, constantly rushing to the depths of the mine cave. By the time Sha Qingyuan found him, he had died of dried blood. Sha Qingyuan didn't want his daughter to be hurt, so he concealed this matter and lied that Wu Ziji stole some mining ore and escaped. This matter, he thought, would always be buried in that mine cave and become a secret, but he did not expect it to be revealed in this way. So it is. A flash of surprise flashed in everyone's eyes. Aeee. Wu Ziji died unexpectedly in the ore vein. Sha Qingyuan was not spared that this incident caused unnecessary criticism, and also made her youngest daughter hurt, so she buried the body on the spot, falsely claiming that the other party fled with money. Ideographic period. Although the little daughter is still sad, at least she will not seek death in life. Pity the hearts of parents in the world. I just didn't expect this kind of thing to happen now. Obviously, the mine cave of the Sha family is the sole place in the mouth of Zhang Yanren. Wu Ziji's enchanted performance is likely to have triggered the concealment formation and been confused by his mind, which can further indicate that there is a problem with the mine cave and it was built artificially. Wu Ziji's body was buried on the spot by Sha Qingyuan, and the 3 souls and 7 spirits were naturally still in the corpse. Wu Ziji's obsession before his death should be Sha Qingyuan's youngest daughter. Wu Ziji must have been buried in the mine for more than 49 days, and ghost eggs had been born in the corpse, which could be revived only after swallowing the essence and blood. Thinking of this, Wu Yanxi returned her body to Zhang Yanren and asked her to ask Sha Qingyuan, "Grandpa, you should have just seen Wu Ziji's corpse, right? How do you know about this?" Sha Qingyuan glanced at Zhang Yanren in surprise, then nodded and said, 4 days ago was Wu Ziji's death day, so I took wine to pay tribute to him. Quote. Wu Ziji was a scattered cultivator and had no living relatives. The fact that he died in the mine cave is only known to Sha Qingyuan alone. He still has a conscience and knows that he has to go to the sacrifice. Did you feel like a ghost press every night since that day? Zhang Yanren continued to ask. Hearing this, Sha Qingyuan's expression was shocked, and after reminiscing, he nodded in surprise. Indeed, could it be that I provoked him on the day of the sacrifice? But no, I've worshipped him several times. Why didn't I see a problem a few years ago? He also listened carefully to what Zhang Yanren just said. Could it be that he was contaminated with that ghost egg? Because at that time, the ghost baby egg in Wu Ziji's body had not yet fully formed. 35. Wu Yanxi's voice appeared in Zhang Yanren's ears. She immediately relayed to everyone and said, "The corpse is placed in the soul land for 49 days to give birth to ghost eggs, which is only the most inferior ghost egg, and after more than 49 days, the corpse can continue to conceive, and the longer the time, the higher the potential of ghost eggs in the body. Grandfather, when you went a few times ago, the ghost egg was still in gestation, so it would be fine." Quote. Hearing this, Sha Qingyuan suddenly felt palpitations. So, every time he went to see Wu Ziji, he was wandering around the ghost gate. Speaking of which, then Wu Ziji's corpse has been immortal for several years, why is he not interested in the problem? I'm really dead. Sha Qingyuan showed a sour smile, looked at Zhang Yanren and asked, "Let's not discuss these reasons for the time being, since you know so much about Yanren, do you have a way to save your uncle?" 5. Even if I exchange my life. Sha Qingyuan's eyes were firm, undoubtedly determined. Everyone else looked at Zhang Yanren expectantly. This, Zhang Yanren hurriedly found Wu Yanxi, "Teacher. Your uncle's current situation is because there are ghost eggs hatching in his body. The ghost baby needs to absorb the spirit energy as nourishment, and then turn the living into a dead puppet, so that he has the powerless performance he has now. If it were my heyday, I could have removed it with a single thought. As for now, I have the ability to destroy him, but there is no way to protect your uncle, he too weak. For his good, you'd better give him a pain." Quote. Wu Yanxi was also helpless. She is only in a divine soul state now, and her soul power is only comparable to the incarnation spirit realm, not enough in case of the heyday, let alone no body. At that time, she was also famous for war, and she was really unfamiliar with some Chi Men Dun Jia techniques. It's easy to let her kill ghosts, but it's a little difficult to let her save people. Doesn't the teacher have a way? Wu Yanxi's answer made Zhang Yan scratch his heart, but he still shook his head helplessly at Sha Qingyuan and said the former's answer. Son, 35. Unexpectedly, the best way to treat Sha Jingshou was to kill him with his own hands, and Sha Qingyuan was devastated for a while. Sha Jingshou cried out. Sha Jingyuan and Sha Jingyuan clenched their fists, their expressions were very ugly. Only Zhang Jingshuan, although equally sad, did not immediately give up, turned his head towards Zhang Yanren, and asked, according to what the seniors said, the ghost baby egg should be in the father-in-law's body, why is it hatching in the uncle's body now? This question has been bothering Zhang Jingshuan since just now. This, Wu Yanxi smiled helplessly. Can she say, she doesn't know either? There is very little information about ghouls, and few people in the whole continent are afraid that they don't know. Zhang Yanren shook his head at Zhang Jingshuan. The latter immediately understood what she meant, and his expression couldn't help but become solemn. Even the reincarnation of the king does not know the situation, no wonder there is no way to save people. That's right. Zhang Jingshuan slapped his forehead, and after realizing it, he took out the communication token and pinched out a magic trick. At this time, shouldn't you look for a father? Daddy is invincible. What a remnant soul of the king, where is the father powerful? Jin Zan, have you arrived at Sha's house? Zhang Chushuan's voice immediately came from the opposite side of the token, and the tone was very relaxed, which made everyone on the scene inexplicably relax. Father, the situation is not quite right. My uncle has ghost eggs in his body, and depending on the situation, he may not be the only one. Zhang Jingshuan briefly explained the situation on the Sha family's side, and at the same time said his own speculation. Sha Qingyuan definitely has ghost baby eggs in his body, but for some reason it has not yet broken out. Sha Jingshou also has ghost baby eggs in his body, which have already exploded. It is difficult to send other people who do not have ghost eggs in their bodies. You said this. Zhang Chushuan's voice fluttered softly, not paying attention to this matter at all. Do you know why I said you don't have to rush over? Because everyone in Shajia village has already been laid with ghost eggs. Exclamation mark. Everyone's backs are cold. All of them have been laid with ghost eggs. 29%. Chapter 114 Ghouls Fighting Against the Heavens. Don't worry, Grandpa will open and hang for you. Subscription required. So, everyone has ghost eggs in their bodies. None of us have touched this ghost thing. How is that possible? Everyone in the Sha family was originally still amazed in their hearts that the Zhang family was really getting more and more trenched, and even had precious communication tokens. But immediately, they were frightened by Zhang Chushuan's words. They don't know exactly what the ghost baby egg is. But looking at Sha Jingshou's current appearance, it can be inferred that this is something that can kill people. Do they have it all in their bodies? Father, you're not kidding, are you? Tilde operator. Zhang Jingshuan's face tightened, no longer relaxed before. This is related to the entire village of Shajia village. If everyone in the village has a result of meditating with Sha, and finally the whole village turns into a ghoul, then Sha Jingshou will be heartbroken. As a good husband, he didn't want that to happen. You lousy, I never joke about big things. Zhang Chushuan's slightly unhappy voice came. Wu Yanxi should have told you what a ghoul is. 99. But I think she knows at most how ghouls come from, and maybe knows a little about the abilities that ghouls have, such as producing ghost eggs, but how weird this ghoul is, she definitely doesn't know. Quote. This thing is quite weird. 39. Zhang Chushuan's tone was full of emotion. Not to mention that the conditions for the birth of ghouls are harsh, and their special abilities are also very domineering. It can be said that they were born to become a ghost king, which is very extraordinary. Father, what the hell is going on? A trace of helplessness flashed in Zhang Jingshuan's eyes. He can see that his father did not take this matter into account at all, otherwise he would have said the solution very seriously a long time ago, instead of not giving pretending people pretend to solve force confusion now. You should know how ghouls came about, right? Then tell you how ghouls become stronger. 99. Zhang Chushuan said in a casual tone. Zhang Jingshuan was very speechless, and couldn't help arguing, Father, shouldn't it be important to save people at this time? Sha Jingshou was still trembling, and the appearance of foaming at the mouth looked like he would die at any time. Zhang Chushuan actually plans to tell a story first. You Lao Su, I am such an ignorant person. Zhang Chushuan's unhappy voice came, followed by an explanation. If the ghost baby egg can't be solved within an hour, Sha Jingshou that kid will indeed die. But as long as you solve the ghost baby before then, this is an opportunity no less than washing the myelin hair. You can wait for half an hour to solve it, and then the benefits that Sha Jingsho will enjoy are enough for him to break through to refine the 5 internal organs again, one step away from the peak of the refining body realm. Understood. Zhang Chushuan paused as he spoke, looking slightly speechlessly across the fire in front of him. Zhang Yangfeng was looking at himself with a look of readiness to listen to the story. That's fine. After all, the personality charm is there, everyone likes to listen to him, but the problem is that he is roasting meat now. Xiao Feng, let you look at the fire, why are you distracted? This is not easy to meet the killing of Huang Yan fire lion meat, don't be spoiled by you. Quote. Grandpa think too much. Huang Yan fire lion is a lion character playing with fire, how can this meat be burned by mortal fire? 99. If the taste doesn't work, I don't want to eat it. If you don't eat it, you have to throw it away, it's not a spoil. Grandpa, you can be nonsense, you don't take these lion heads seriously at all. Just now I saw feeding this lion head to the digging rabbit on the side of the road. 5. You reverse grandson knows a fart. Your grandfather and I are abducting these rabbits. When the time comes, it will be delicious spicy rabbit head, do you know? Spicy rabbit head. What's that? Of course it's a delicacy, and you don't understand it. 35. Then you say, don't say how do you know I can't understand. Reverse son, obediently give me roast meat. Zhang Chushuan shot out angrily and hit Zhang Yangfeng on the head with a knife in one hand. Thinking about the descendants of the Zhang family, he is really difficult. Zhang Jingshuan, this kid, thinks about taking his wife out to explore the rivers and lakes all day, and he is happy how far away he can be from home, otherwise he would not know the kid of the Mo family, and by the way, he brought the Zhang family back with a Tianyan holy body. The second and third elders are honest, but they like to practice martial arts too much, and they don't know to find their wives to practice more in bed and give birth to more offspring for the Zhang family. Recently, the strength has risen, and it seems that it has awakened the belligerent attribute. The fourth elder was originally not talented, and his heart was in developing business. But in his opinion, this goods really has no business mind, but fortunately, the management ability is good, and he really went to practice martial arts well. Old Wuzhong cherishes to indulge in alchemy all day, and the fantasy world version of the house girl. The second generation of disciples all look like this, and the third generation of disciples naturally have a very strong personality. Zhang Yanmo, but a good successor seedling, good in all aspects, but somewhat modest. Zhang Yanren, the son and granddaughter of luck, I don't know how many things will be caused in the future, and the Zhang family is definitely not lonely. The fourth elder Zhang Yanting looks honest, but Zhang Chushuan found that he was very dark-bellied, and his interests were the same as Zhang Jingshuan, and it was estimated that he would not cause less trouble to the Zhang family in the future. Zhang Yangxin, eccentric, and Zhang Jingxi are completely opposite, and it is difficult to say for the time being. Finally, the third old Zhang Yangfeng in front of him, at first thought he was a sunny man, but after getting along alone, he found that he was actually a straight man of steel. I'm so hard. Zhang Chushuan sighed in his heart. On the other side, inside the Xia family's mansion, a group of people heard the conversation coming from the communication token and couldn't help but be messy in the wind. Obviously talking about the topic of ghost baby eggs, how can you two get involved in barbecue? But the Xia family was speechless, but their hearts were more shocked. Huang Yan Lion is the advanced type of the Red Yan Lion, advanced Orange Yan Lion, a proper Zon rank fierce beast, comparable to the great cultivator of the human incarnation spirit realm, and a sneeze can turn Shajia village into a scorched earth. As a result, Zhang Chushuan and Zhang Yangfeng are actually grilling and eating, and they don't seem to care at all. How strong is the Zhang family? Father, let's talk about the ghost baby egg first. Quote. Zhang Jingshuan said a little helplessly. Although it is not difficult to tell from the tone and content of Zhang Chushuan's words that he can save Xia Jingshou and Xia's family, everyone is still worried, and it is best to appease it first. I'll just say listen to my story. 35. Zhang Chushuan slapped Zhang Yangfeng, the reverse grandson, personally grilled meat, and said to the communication token, ghouls are a very special ghost creature. 99. Man has 3 souls and 7 spirits, 3 souls in the spirit and 7 spirits in the body. Quote. When a person dies, the 7 spirits will disperse within 12 hours, the heavenly soul will return to the sky, the earth soul will remain around the corpse or the cemetery, wandering unconsciously, and the human soul will escape into samsara. After the first 7 days, the human soul will be reincarnated, the earth soul and the heavenly soul will return, and there will still be a human soul commander. But there are also special circumstances, that is, the soul is scattered, or become a ghost cultivator. To become a ghost cultivator, there must be a problem with the human soul, unwilling or unable to escape into the reincarnation, so it combines the earth soul to become a ghost, and the obsession rules the consciousness and turns into a murderous spirit. 35. The evil spirit maintains its soul power by inhaling yin qi, and during this period, it continues to deepen its realm and obsession, and can eventually turn into a demon, comparable to a cultivator of the gathering spirit realm. 35. Since the evil spirit is a combination of the human soul and the earth soul, it cannot leave the corpse or the vicinity of the cemetery at first, otherwise the soul will be scattered. But after becoming a demon, the ghost can turn on the ghost and move within a certain distance, but it cannot be too far from the corpse or cemetery. But ghouls are different. Counting this, Zhang Chushuan snorted and turned the barbecue over. The people on the Shah family's side all raised their spirits. Zero asking for flowers. They understand that the point is coming. Ghouls must be born in the land of souls, and the time of death of the deceased cannot exceed 12 hours. That is because the soul power of the land of souls is strong, and the 3 souls of the dead will be trivialized in the body, while maintaining the 7 immortality. 5. After staying for 749 days, the 7 spirits that have been warned for many days will be completely integrated into the corpse, making the corpse comparable to a human-level ultimate weapon. Sha Jingyuan and Sha Jingyun's pupils shrank. It turned out to be like this. No wonder their human-rank middle-grade knife weapon was broken by that ghoul. It turned out that people's bodies were comparable to human-level high-grade weapons. When the 7 spirits are integrated into the body, the heavenly soul of the 3 souls will turn into ghost eggs and hide in the body of the ghoul, while the human soul and the earth soul will turn into ghosts and control the ghoul body. Ghouls put ghost baby eggs into the body of living people in order to devour the other party's spirit and spirit, occupy the other party's body, and even replace the heavenly soul with the heavenly soul. With a supreme incarnation, and the number of ghost baby eggs, the ghoul can produce indefinitely. Theoretically, ghouls can have infinite subordinates, and they can also devour all these avatars into the ghoul body to strengthen the strength of the ghost and the ghoul body. This is the mystery of the ghouls. 35. With Zhang Chushuan's narration, Wu Yanxi also felt that she had benefited a lot. Point 0. Normally, ghosts only have ghosts, and talent also depends on the conditions for the formation of ghosts, but the core is inseparable. But ghouls can be divided into 3 parts: ghoul bodies, ghost eggs, and ghosts. Among them, the ghoul body is very powerful, and it is constantly powerful to reliably devour the human body. The ghost has always hidden in the body of the ghoul, which is equivalent to having an absolute defense, like a center, exerting a lot of incredible powers. The ghost baby egg is the main body of the heavenly soul, but it is controlled by ghoul ghosts, and can be used to erode the human body, control the human body, and even devour. It can be morphed by metamorphosis. This is simply a transmissible virus, a fantasy version of the Zerg. Zhang Chushuan sighed in his heart. He would know these news, are thanks to Yifeng. In Yifeng's memory, a big battle would break out near Lingxia town in the near future, and the 2 sides of the war were the ghost general of the Jaden realm of the Earth Flame sect and Zhang Yanran Wu Yanxi. The reason for the fight between the 2 sides was that the ghost of the Earth Flame sect came to look for the soul-containing land created hundreds of years ago near Shajia village, and it happened to be bumped into by Zhang Yanran, so it was destroyed. But the matter of the soul land also spread out, and finally even alarmed the Holy Land to send people. But that was before. Now, this soul-containing place belongs to the Zhang family. So what happened to the ghouls? The ghost eggs are like this. Everyone gets it. The ghoul has long-laid ghost eggs in the body of everyone in Shajia village, but his cultivation is not enough now, so he must develop slowly. It is estimated that he sensed that Sha Jingshuo's strength could threaten him, so he activated the ghost baby egg in the latter's body and wanted to die together. And the ghoul was activated because of Sha Qingyuan. However, now the ghoul body and ghost have been destroyed by Zhang Yanran's sword, which is equivalent to having no center. When time passes, the ghost baby eggs will naturally be swallowed by the people of Shajia village. Only Sha Jingshuo had some problems, because the ghost baby egg in his body had been activated. Okay, at this time, Zhang Chushuan's flat voice came from the token. Yan Ran, Grandpa will open a hang for you. 35. When the time is about the same, you can help Sha Jingshu solve the ghost baby egg in the body. After speaking, Zhang Chushuan directly cut off the communication. At the same time, a dark blue light suddenly bloomed in Zhang Yanren's eyes. Ice eyes, awaken. Wu Yanxi. I don't know how many yuan to activate the bloodline talent. The reincarnation of the quasi-emperor is terrifying. In other words, does the Xuanian holy vein have this kind of talent ability? How did she not know? River. 29%. Chapter 115 Zhang Yanren. Master has the posture of being my grandmother. Customized. This is awakening innate ability. Inside the Shah family mansion, looking at the blue light contained in Zhang Yanren's eyes, everyone stood on the spot. Talent ability, even if the legendary attribute spirit body cannot have, at least it is a special spirit that is more precious and rare than the attribute spirit body, and it is still difficult to awaken. Zhang Yanren can have special abilities, or in the gathering spirit realm, which shows how amazing his talent is, far beyond ordinary geniuses. This is enough to shock everyone. The Shah family was even more shocked. They knew very well how ordinary their family's bloodline was, and there was no bloodline inheritance with that talent, then this inheritance could only come from the Zhang family. A family with bloodlines, that is quite terrifying. At this moment, the Shah family's awe for the Zhang family also rose several degrees. But what shocked them the most was that Zhang Chushuan's casual words awakened Zhang Yan's innate ability from an unknown distance. What is this power? The reincarnation of the quasi-emperor is really terrifying. Wu Yanxi's heart fluctuated, and there was a trace of worship that she had not discovered. Such a mysterious and strong person can arouse the mood of her generation of martial artists. At this moment, everyone in the audience revered Zhang Chushuan. Dad really took a fancy to that soul-containing land. Zhang Jin, 1113, Zan also felt shocked in his heart, but he remained calm and understood the deep meaning of his father's move. Although the Zhang family and the Shah family have a marriage, they are two different clans after all. They arrived, in time, and came to the rescue of the Shah family. This is a grace. And what happened in the Shah family today? It is not difficult to judge from the words of his father's behavior that he has already known in some way, but he did not explicitly say it, nor did he activate the bloodline talent for Zhang Yanren in advance, but after the communication, I don't know how far away to activate, this is way. There was also Wu Yanxi who said about ghouls through Zhang Yanren before, and Dad added through the communication token, this is the detailed situation. Combining the three situations, the Shah family will definitely not have any thoughts of wanting to touch the soul land, and even wish that the Zhang family elder would take over. But these are not calculations, because these are not Zhang Chushuan's layout schemes, but because of the situation, they are not good people in vain, and they also work in vain. Even if Xia Jingqiu knows, she will only be grateful, and will not have a gap with the Zhang family. Daddy is daddy, always take one step and count countless steps. Zhang Jingxuan sighed in his heart. If you let him know the shock in Wu Yanxi's heart at this time, the feeling can be even deeper. Zhang Chushuan wants to shock not only the Xia family, but also Wu Yanxi. Although he knew from Yifeng's memory that Wu Yanxi really had no intentions for the Zhang family, he was good enough for Zhang Yanren, and in the end he even became his fifth wife. Well, Zhang Chushuan actually accidentally learned that he would actually come together with Wu Yanxi and became arrogant. Yanran, what abilities have you awakened? The light above the soul hairpin appeared, Wu Yanxi's figure appeared, and the air on the scene stagnated for a moment. When the others saw Wu Yanxi, they couldn't take their eyes off for a moment. The pretty face is crystal clear, like mud and fat jade carved intricately, willow eyebrows and phoenix eyes, two eyes that emit curious light, like two stars in the night sky, piercing immortality. Under the bridge of the small nose are the red lips, like two soft and bright petals. Suspended in the void to fish, like a fairy statue, but the breath unintentionally emanating from the body makes people dare not be disrespectful. This is a fairy. The crowd is sluggish. Zhang Yanren closed his eyes to digest the extra information in his mind, and it took a while before he reopened them and said to Wu Yanxi, Master, I have awakened the ice spirit eyes. It's actually ice spirit eyes. A flash of envy flashed in Wu Yanxi's eyes. Among the various talents, Lingen is definitely at the forefront. And the ice spirit eyes, with the power of cold and freezing, and the effect of harming the frozen soul, when it becomes stronger, it can be frozen for thousands of miles at a glance. At a glance, it can shatter the king's soul. This is a growable talent with supreme killing aids. I didn't expect that the Xuanian holy vein could also activate the ice spirit eyes. By the way, in the beast tide that day, the seniors used this method. Could it be that the seniors also have a physique similar to the Xuanian holy vein? It's not impossible. I decided, when I reshape my body, I must try to exercise this aspect. Wu Yanxi's eyes shot a dazzling light. Zhang Yanren saw all this in his eyes, and probably guessed what Wu Yanxi thought in his heart. Her mouth moved, and in the end, she still didn't say the truth that could activate the ice spirit eyes, but in fact, it had nothing to do with the Xuanian holy vein. Although the Xuanian holy vein can add the effect of ice spiritual eyes, the birth of the latter is more about looking at external objects and exercises, or having the Tianyan holy body. But if Master Zun can become our Zhang family, he may have the opportunity to have ice spirit eyes. After all, my grandfather is too powerful. If he says to open it for you, he will open it for you. 5. The light in Zhang Yanren's eyes flowed, and he wondered in his heart whether to wait for the right time to match his teacher and grandfather. This thing has a lot to offer. After all, the teacher hangs his grandfather on his mouth every day. In fact, it is the reincarnation of the quasi-emperor is terrifying, and he admires his grandfather very much. In fact, he admires and fears the strong, and both of them are old monsters. He was successfully brainwashed by Wu Yanxi and thought that his grandfather was the reincarnation of the quasi-emperor. How to look, how to fit. As for why he didn't match Wu Yanxi and his father, Zhang Yanren said that as a good daughter, she definitely can't find a sister for her mother. It's grandpa, there are already 3 wives, and it doesn't matter if there is one more, right? I'm good, the master is good, the grandfather is good, it's good for the family, it's just perfect. Zhang Yanren's eyes lit up, and although the burden on his shoulders was heavier, he felt very happy. Wu Yanxi felt a light up behind him, and glanced at Zhang Yanren with a little vigilance. For a moment just now, she felt that someone wanted to calculate herself. This feeling is very close, as if it comes from the side. But there is only Zhang Yanren by her side, and Yanren is the descendant of the reincarnated predecessor of the quasi-emperor, so there is no reason to calculate her. I'm just in a state of spirit now, where is the feeling of coldness? I guess it's an illusion. Wu Yanxi shook her head, said the miscellaneous thoughts, and then pondered. Then again, when the senior said to open the words, she awakened her innate ability. What does this open and hang mean? Special spiritual trick. The quasi-emperor is terrifying. At the same time, somewhere deep in the mountains on the other side, the moon is dark and the wind is high, and the sky is full of stars, which is the most dangerous time for the deep mountains. Zhang Chushuan and Zhang Yangfeng finished eating the barbecue in their hands, planning to find a place to meditate and rest. To be precise, Zhang Chushuan is watching gossip on the chat channel to see if he can find something good. But at a certain moment, he suddenly opened his eyes and looked at Zhang Yangfeng beside him. Go and see. The two turned into night ghosts and quickly shuttled through the woods. 0. At the same time, under a large tree, stands a tall and beautiful girl wearing a long dark green dress. Mother said that night is the most dangerous time in the deep mountains and forests. All kinds of fierce beasts and poisonous insects are rampant, and there are more unknown and strange existences. No strength, try to avoid rushing at night. The girl had a melon face, her skin could be broken, and she muttered to herself at this time, revealing a mouth of silver teeth as white as jade. A veil hangs from the delicate Chong's nose, revealing only a pair of eyes that are a little brighter than the stars in the sky, and a beautiful silver hair coiled into a bun, with strange hair accessories, which seems to glow in the starlight. The 2 strands of silver hair on his head fell twice, fluttering with the evening breeze in the forest, like a true immortal, ready to rise into the air with the wind at any time. Shaho Jing, Shahulong, Shaho, no, it's Yishi, I need you to pay your blood debts, and even the entire Shaho family to be buried with me. A monstrous killing intent flashed in Yi Zai's eyes, but it quickly converged. Now in the depths of the woods, releasing murderous aura at will only invite unnecessary trouble. Horses, eat well. Reaching out and stroking the silver unicorn's head, letting it eat the grass under a big tree, Yishi lightly clicked, jumped on the trunk, and then took out a somewhat stiff flatbread and ate it, swallowing it continuously. The bread was so hard that it seemed to cut through the throat when swallowed. Yishi didn't use his strength to block it, but savored this feeling. Compared to the pain of my mother being killed to protect herself, this is nothing at all. Phew. After eating the last bite of flatbread, Yishi leaned on the tree, squinted his eyes and meditated, ready to rest. But in her mind, she was thinking about how to take revenge. Although according to the ancient books, I may have that kind of physique, which is why 2 cold-blooded guys there want to kill me. But this kind of body's cultivation talent needs to be developed through the national transport. But I don't have the strength. How do I pull up the team and have a high position? 35. Take the first step. My future will be very clear, but if I can't take that step, I have no hope of revenge for life. Come to think of it, the only way to go to Lingxia town to find Zhang Chushuan. Thinking of the deeds about Zhang Chushuan 4.4 in the records of the Royal Library, Yi Shi couldn't help but clench his fists. Zhang Chushuan, her idol, is comparable to a monk with a mortal body. The command of that battle showed that he was a wise man. If you can have this ability, you can join the army and step by step. When the status is improved, the luck is improved, and the speed of cultivation will also be accelerated, entering a virtuous circle. Zhang Chushuan. Yi Shi murmured the name softly, and there was an indescribable emotion brewing in the language. Few tilde operator. Suddenly, a mountain breeze blew. Yi Shi instinctively tensed the muscles of his whole body and suddenly looked in the direction of a jungle. There is danger. Sand, sand, sand. 95. Under Yi's eyes gaze, I saw the jungle shaking for a while, and then walked out of a behemoth, 5 meters tall, like a small mountain bag. 2 pairs of golden vertical pupils, like 2 lanterns, make people shudder to see. Under the tree, the unicorn was taken by the momentum of the fierce creature and was already paralyzed on the ground in fear. A drop of cold sweat appeared on Yi's eyes forehead. She could see the dark face clearly. This is a fierce beast with 2 heads, golden black hair all over the body, and a violent aura all over the body. Yellow tear fierce beast 2-headed clouded leopard. 29%. Chapter 116 Zui Phoenix Body, a generation of female emperors, surnamed Yi's Cowhide. Customized. Damn, how can you meet this thing? Yi Shi bit his silver teeth. The clouded leopard is a fierce beast that is very good at speed, and it is also a hegemon in the fierce beast mountain range. It is said to have ancient bloodlines, can constantly transform, and can grow a new head after each transformation. Through the number of heads, you can directly distinguish the strength realm of the clouded leopard, and the number of clouds on the body indicates that it is at the level of the realm. 1 head is a human rank fierce beast, and 2 heads indicate that it is a yellow rank fierce beast. 1 cloud represents the early stage, and 4 clouds represent the peak, which is the highest. There are only 2 heads in front of him, and there are 2 clouds on his body, indicating that it is a mid-yellow rank fierce beast, and its strength is higher than that of ordinary mid-stage cultivators of the gathering spirit realm. And Yi Shi is only a 9-fold martial artist of the refining body realm who has just completed the tempering of the 4 internal organs, although because of his birth, he has learned the yellow rank middle grade exercises, but he must not be the opponent of this 2-headed clouded leopard. In terms of size alone, the 2 sides are the gap between adult men and babies. I'm too lucky. Yi Shi felt bitter in his heart. She had seen the illustrated book of ferocious beasts in the royal collection, which contained information recording such fierce beasts. The peak clouded leopard of the human rank, relying on the advantage of speed, can actually slaughter a small town, and 2 clouded leopards can enter important towns without dying. However, this fierce beast has a special habit, which is to never leave its territory without special circumstances, which makes the 2-headed clouded leopard extremely eager to control its territory. In other words, Yi Shi was unlucky, and the roost he found happened to be the 2-headed clouded leopard territory 04. Snap. Yi Shi did not hesitate, jumped off the trunk and landed beside the unicorn. If she could, she also wanted to hide it well to see if she could not be noticed by the 2-headed clouded leopard, and the special medicinal powder applied to her body might be able to build a miracle. But the presence of the unicorn below, and the saddle on the unicorn, has betrayed her tracks. It's useless to hide. Roar. The 2 heads of the 2-headed clouded leopard roared at Yi Shi in unison, with a teasing look in their 4 eyes, which was the hunter's eyes when he played with his prey. Yi Shi was very familiar with this kind of eyes, and a cold light flashed in his eyes. If this 2-headed cheetah directly used all her strength and hunted her as food, she might not have a chance. But if the other party has the intention of playing, then things are not necessarily. Ah! Facing the 2-headed clouded leopard's open mouth, the unicorn wailed, and its 2 front legs were soft, lying on the ground, without any intention of resisting and escaping. Although the unicorn has risen in speed, it is nothing in front of the clouded leopard who also has the advantage of speed, not to mention that there is still an equal order gap between the 2 sides. That kind of bloodline suppression, the little unicorn is difficult to resist. Roar! The 2-headed clouded leopard suddenly jumped, and the left head bit Yi's eye's neck. That speed was so fast that ordinary refining realm martial artists could hardly catch it with the naked eye. But I'm no ordinary person. Yi Shi activated the qi and blood in his body and stimulated his eyes. Angry eyes, open. Qi Ai is a kind of qi and blood secret technique. The rank is the peak of the human rank. Only martial artists above the 7th level of the refining body realm can cultivate and use qi and blood to impact the eyes in a short time, improving observation and dynamic vision. But this effect does not last. It lasts for a long time, and the eyes may be blind. C. Capturing the movement trajectory of the two-headed clouded leopard, Yi Shi used his legs hard, performed the human rank body method, and avoided the double-headed clouded leopard attack at the last moment in the posture of a flying crane, while moving his wrist. Prick. A silver light flashed, and Yi Shi pulled out a chaotic knife from his waist and stabbed directly at the two-headed clouded leopard's abdomen. According to the records in the Fierce Beast Guide, it was the key to the two-headed clouded leopard. There is only one chance. Do not seek a blow to kill. As long as you can severely damage the opponent, you still have a chance to survive. Thorn. The soft sword is very sharp, easily piercing the skin of the mid-yellow ranked clouded leopard and piercing deep into the abdomen. Although the two-headed clouded leopard is known for its speed and average defensive power, especially the abdomen, it is also a yellow rank fierce beast in the end, and it is so easily pierced through the skin, which shows the sharpness of this soft sword. Roar. But just when Yi Shi wanted to stab a little deeper, the two-headed clouded leopard suddenly turned around, and his right paw swung sharply, with a piercing sound of breaking the air. With two heads, it is extremely observant. With the analysis of gas eyes, Yi Shi saw through the future. A trace of pity flashed in his eyes, and with a movement of his wrist, he withdrew the soft sword and put it in front of his neck. The soft sword was bent by the giant claw, and Yi Shi took off lightly with the help of recoil force, and fluttered in the direction behind him. Horse, run away yourself. Yi Zai's voice came from afar, and at the same time, he turned around and began to run away with all his strength. She was gambling, betting on whether the two-headed clouded leopard would devour the ready-made unicorn or come after her. This cannot be regarded as abandoning the car to protect the coach. If she doesn't leave, everyone in Horse will die. But if she escapes, one of them may escape. Although this may be small, it is also an opportunity. Roar. It's a pity that Yi Shi still underestimated the ability of the two-headed clouded leopard. Although the abdomen was not pierced, the epidermis was punctured by the little bug in the eye. The two-headed clouded leopard was very angry, did not chase, and directly let out a roar. An energy fluctuation spread out around it, turning into a wind blade and a fireball. Each head of the clouded leopard can control an attribute power, and the two of these two-headed clouded leopards reveal that they have awakened the wind and fire abilities respectively. The wind fuels the fire, and the two-headed clouded leopard is extremely strong. Oops. Yi Shi glanced back, and the blood color that covered his eyes disappeared, but he still estimated the power of the two-headed clouded leopard's move. I can only use it. Yi Shi did not hesitate, took out a piece of rune paper and threw it behind him. A layer of light glowed on the surface of the rune paper, and special energy fluctuations came out. Bang. Quote. A huge earthen wall rises from the ground. Boom. A huge fireball smashed into the earthen wall, quickly destroying it. The earth wall shattered, and the rubble was directly destroyed by the high temperature brought by the large fireball, and the rune paper instantly spontaneously combusted and dissipated. The huge fireball continued to advance, fell to the ground, and exploded with a bang. Shish. Yi Shi felt a burning breath coming from behind him, and the whole person seemed to be in a furnace. Fortunately, this feeling came and went quickly. After all, the earth wall blocked the huge fireball for a while. Good chance. Yi Shi didn't look at his back, and quickly took out a grass from the Na ring and returned it to the pill, recovering the burns on his back, and sprinting forward at an accelerated speed. But the next moment, Yi Zai's pupils shrank. I saw a wind blade flash, and the two-headed clouded leopard had blocked in front of her, opened its mouth of blood, and once again spewed out a huge fireball. 35. As the gap so big. In the face of absolute power, no calculation is useful. Mother, Zaire can't avenge you. Looking at the ever-enlarging fireball, Yi Zai's eyes flashed despair, and a sad smile hung on the corner of his mouth. And Zhang Chushuan, I really want to meet you in person, Ghost Fox, Soldier Demon, and a man who is also called a strange man by his mother. Yi Shi slowly closed his eyes, ready to welcome death. But the next moment, she felt that her body suddenly lightened, and the burning heat in front of her disappeared. What's going on? Yi Shi opened his eyes abruptly, and what he saw was a long silver hair that flowed in the moonlight, very flowing. At the end of the long hair is a hand on his back, which is exceptionally slender, bright as jade, and very good looking. Yi Shi is not a hand control, but he also wants to praise these hands. But looking at the hand, you can imagine what a handsome man 113 is. At this time, the man raised a hand and waved forward. Wow! The fireball instantly spread out, turning into sparks like fireflies flying in the sky. The man was bathed in firelight, and his silver hair fluttered, especially dissipating. Yi Shi didn't know what pretending was before handsome, now she understands. At this moment, the man's magnetic voice sounded, "Kill." The two words fluttered lightly, not only with the slightest emotion, but also without the slightest killing intent, as if they were just saying a trivial thing. Rub. Yi Shi heard the sound of knives behind him, and a black halberd broke through the air, carrying the momentum of thunder, sparks in the air, and directly fell the double-headed clouded leopard. Roar. The two-headed clouded leopard raised its head and let out a roar. Yi Shi could hear the fear contained in this cry. The halberd cut through the backbone of the double-headed clouded leopard, directly carrying blood flowers, and then pierced without any obstruction. Bang! The halberd pierced directly into the ground, easily nailing the two-headed clouded leopard weighing more than several tons to the ground. Strength crushing, nothing more than that. Are you all right? Zhang Chushuan turned his head and smiled softly at Yi Shi, and an inexplicable brilliance flashed in his eyes. Name: Yi Shi. Identity: son of luck, woman's son. Grade: yellow, red, yellow, blue, purple and gray gold. Verdict: killable. Physique: Zui Phoenix body gathering spirit realm is opened, which can be cultivated by national luck or increased cultivation. Special tip: there is a special sword spirit king level in the body, which will be activated in the moment of life and death crisis, and take the son of luck to the road to find the sword body. Is it really Yi Shi, the future female emperor? Zhang Chushuan's eyes flashed slightly, and then he was a little speechless. Yi Zihan, Yi Feng, Yi Shi. The surname Yi is so cowhide. 29%. Chapter 117 is actually my little 4. Calculate wife, start with me. Subscription required. Yi Shi. I didn't expect to meet it so quickly. 55. Mine is the 4th wife. A flash of surprise flashed in Zhang Chushuan's eyes. I thought it was an ordinary hero to save the beauty, but I didn't expect that the woman I saved would be Yi Shi, my future 4th wife. It's a lot of work. Could it be that he has also become a child of luck? The surname Zhang is also quite bullish. Zhang Chushuan narrowed his gaze, the corners of his mouth slightly upturned, and his eyes were gentle. He brought Zhang Yangfeng out this time and had to do 3 things. First, get energy and use recruitment tokens to summon as many characters as possible from Hakuba Yi. Second, to obtain inheritance, let Zhang Yangfeng walk out of a good road on the road of envoys, and also enrich the means of the Zhang family. Third, promote the opportunity for the family to control the dynasty and find a suitable female emperor candidate. Through Yi Feng's memory, he knew the junction of Lanyu County and Lintang County, and 2 major events would happen next, which could just help him complete these 3 goals. And the candidate for the 3rd target is Yi Shi. Yi Shi, formerly known as Shaho Shi, is the daughter of Shaho Jing, the monarch of the Yu Kingdom, and Yi Kenglin, the head of the Yi family of the Bapin family in the royal capital, and the half-sister of Shaho Long, the prince of the Yu Kingdom. As the royal daughter of the Yu royal family, her maiden family is still the Yi family of the Bapin family. Yi Shi can be said to be from the most expensive golden soup spoon in the Yu Kingdom. Yi Zai's life was quite happy until he was 14 years old, when he initially activated his special physique, the Zui Phoenix body. Zui Xing, alias Purple Micro Emperor Star, known as the Lord of Dushu. In the Xuantian continent, the ancient emperor also recognized Purple Microstar as the Emperor Star, and the main star of the Fate Palace is that people with Purple Micro are born with the appearance of an emperor and the aura of an emperor. Phoenix, even more so, is the queen of birds and beasts, with the same name as the phoenix. The Zui Phoenix body can withstand the supreme national fortune, and can also use the national fortune to cultivate and master all kinds of incredible means, which shows how precious Yi Zai's physique is. If the Shaho clan cultivates Shaho Shi and makes him a generation of female emperors, I am afraid that it will not take a few years to unify the 5 kingdoms, end the chess war, occupy Nanyangzhou, and open up a dynasty. But the silly Shaho clan did not fail to do so. When the emperor of the dynasty, Shaho Jing, was extremely patriarchal, and only had one son of the crown prince Shaho Long, who was extremely favored, and he didn't know where to find the magic trick to seize the great method, so that Shaho Long plundered Shaho Zai's Zui Phoenix body and transformed it into the remnant Zui King Phoenix body. Shah Hoxi's mother Yi Qingcheng accidentally learned of this and secretly returned to Yi's house to find Yi Kenglin to help, hoping that his father could help send Shah Hoxi away. Yi Qianglin loved Yi Qingcheng very much, and Love House and Wuxia had always loved Sha Hoxi very much, so they agreed to this matter. As a result, the great elder within the Yi family had long fornicated with the Shaho clan and secretly spread the news. Yi Qianglin of the Yi family was all imprisoned, and Sha Hoxi faced the disaster of winning the top. When Sha Hoxi learned of this matter, he expressed his willingness to take the initiative to cooperate with the ceremony of winning the crown and be an ordinary person, and he only asked Sha Ho Jing to let go of his mother and grandfather Yi Qianglin. If Sha Hoxi cooperates, Sha Hulong's physique can be more complete, and it is possible to turn into an imperial body instead of being reduced to a district royal body. Zui Phoenix body, but holy body. Sha Ho Jing agreed to this. But Sha Holong was not satisfied with plundering and wanted to really win the top. To truly win the top, you need soul-body double cultivation, and when you are happy, one party plunders all the spirit of the other party and inherits 90% of the physical power. When she heard this news, Sha Hoxi was shocked. After all, Sha Holong was her brother, wouldn't this be messing with common ethics? The most ridiculous thing is that Sha Ho Jing actually agreed. It's ridiculous. Sha Hoxi was completely desperate for the Shaho clan, and had a death will in his heart, only hoping to exchange his mother's and grandfather's lives with himself. And the technique of capturing the peak is not something that can be performed casually, and the minimum requirement of the spellcaster must also be to have the cultivation of the gathering spirit realm, and Sha Holong is a well-known waste, until Sha Hoxi is 18 years old, that is, this year can break through the gathering spirit realm. Sha Ho Jing began to prepare for Sha Holong's victory ceremony. But at this time, something unexpected happened. Or that the life of the child of luck should not be extinguished. Yi Qianglin, who was imprisoned in prison, participated in the family exercises day and night, successfully comprehended the exercises to the level of perfection, broke through the seal in one fell swoop, and broke through to the false pill realm, commonly known as the half-step Jaden. With the strength of the half-step Jaden, Yi Qianglin escaped from prison, found a secret place that escaped with Sha Hoxi to a word of mouth of the Yi family owner, and arranged for her to escape. It was also at that time that Sha Hoxi learned that her mother had killed herself in prison 4 years ago. No wonder she hasn't come to see herself all these years, just writing letters. At the same time, Yi Qianglin also told Sha Hoxi that he burned the false pill, and time was running out, and when Sha Hoxi left the royal capital through a secret passage, he would go to the Yi family to die with those white-eyed wolves. Sha Hoxi left the royal city with a deep hatred of the blood sea and monstrous hatred, changed his name to Yi Shi, and the exercises he practiced also became the peak martial arts of the Yi family's Xuanjian rank, and with some things left by Yi Qianglin, he fled into the depths of the fierce beast mountain range to barely survive. These things were dug up by people after Yi Zai's rise and circulated on the mainland, and everyone knows it. Yi Zai's first fame was on the day when the king's secret realm opened. He used supreme sword skills to defeat countless Tianzhao and seize the alchemist inheritance, one of the 3 major inheritances of the king's secret realm. From then on, while refining tools, Yi Shi practiced and searched for the broken sword body of the 7 Banes sword, practiced the supreme sword Dao, and embarked on a path of Tianzhao's rise. In Yi Feng's memory, Yi Shi later ran to the overseas islands and states to avoid being chased and killed, and gradually established a dynasty, an imperial dynasty, and a generation of amazing female emperors. Unlike Zhang Yanren, who was called a female emperor because she broke through to the quasi-emperor, she was a female emperor who truly controlled countless territories. At the same time, Yi Shi is also Zhang Chushuan's 4th wife. That's right, Yi Shi is Zhang Chushuan's status wife. At that time, the ages of the two were 1060 and 1000 years old. One was the emperor of the Sanpan dynasty, and the other was the female emperor of the Sanpan dynasty, and the conditions were suitable in all aspects. In Yi Feng's memory, it was Yi Shi who chased Zhang Chushuan backwards. The reason is that Yi Shi has been fast in the art of war since he was a child, and he learned a lot of deeds related to Zhang Chushuan under the narration of his mother Yi Qingcheng, and he admired it very much. Later, Yi Shi went to Zudao Prefecture to develop, and also relied on the combination of vertical and horizontal methods used by Zhang Chushuan to gain a foothold and conquer the world. It is said that if you want to conquer a woman, you must be the teacher of this woman and defeat her in the field she is best at. Zhang Chushuan did this inadvertently. Finally, and most importantly, it was the Yanwang kingdom created by Zhang Chushuan that destroyed the 5 kingdoms of Nanyang Prefecture, including the Yu royal family, which was equivalent to avenging Yi Zai's deep blood vengeance. The double situation is superimposed, and the female emperor is inclined, which is really normal. To be honest, when he first learned about this, Zhang Chushuan was a little confused, and even wondered if there was a problem with Yi Feng's memory. He Zhang Chushuan's heart for Nangong Mushui and Nangong Luli sisters, that is the sun and the moon, how can he find the little 4 and 5 again? It's not scientific. But soon, Zhang Chushuan realized. In the fantasy world, what science to talk about? Kei Shui is about the same. Alas, excellent people always have so many troubles. Leaving a helpless sigh, Zhang Chushuan had to accept this reality and quickly made a plan. He wanted to bring the 4 wives home in advance to help them build a dynasty, and the Zhang family became the protector of the country. Is there anything more reliable than being an emperor for your own wife? As for the Shaho family and the remaining people of the Yi family behind Yi Shi, she herself wanted to kill more than anyone. That's the perfect candidate. Zhang Chushuan thought that he would meet her until he went to the secret realm inheritance place, but he didn't expect to meet her in the Fierce Beast mountain range just after going out. Listening to Yi Zai's words just now, it seems that he will appear here to find me in Lingxia town. 99. It seems that the rumors in Yi Feng's memory are true. 35. This kind of wife delivered to the door is really nerve-wracking. Zhang Chushuan was sad inside. But what about the smile at the corner of the mouth? Versailles. In this way, Yi Shi suffered a life and death crisis today, and the sword spirit in his body was activated, so he did not go to Lingxia town, but embarked on the road of finding the 7-veined sword. Quote. Long before the 2-headed clouded leopard made a move against Yi Shi, Zhang Chushuan and Zhang Yangfeng had already arrived. It's just that Zhang Chushuan wanted to see how Yi Shi would deal with it, so he didn't make a move. Now it seems that without his move, Yi Shi will be fine. But these things, Yi Shi didn't know. This young lady, are you all right? Zhang Chushuan smiled gently and said that he cared. But in his heart, he had already begun to ponder how to fool this future female emperor into joining the Zhang family. As for the fact that Yi Shi is her future wife, didn't the wife fool after she got it? Thanks to the timely action of the seniors, I am fine. 99. Seeing Zhang Chushuan's face clearly, Yi Shi was dull for a moment, and a ripple rippled in the depths of his heart. It's not that she hasn't seen handsome guys, there are countless young and handsome people in the Yu country, and countless of them have expressed their love for her. But Zhang Chushuan gives her a very special feeling, and her temperament is very unique. Especially the smile in her eyebrows made her very happy. That like a flower, wants to have care. This sentiment is very wrong. Is this the reason depicted in the picture book? After women are saved by heroes, they often fall in love at first sight. Many thoughts flashed through Yi Zai's mind for a moment. But thinking of her current situation, she immediately threw away her miscellaneous thoughts and said, Thank you seniors for saving your life, Shahoxi is very grateful. The surname Shaho is a national surname in the Yu kingdom, and only the children of the royal family can use it. Yi Shi was hinting at Zhang Chushuan's own origins. No matter how you feel about Zhang Chushuan, but in the wilderness, you must guard against people. Ideographic period. Yi Shi is not afraid to expose her identity. On the face of it, the Shaho family is not wanted. After all, what the Shaho family has to do is very ugly, and it also uses the magic technique of seizing the top. When this matter spreads, a bad Shaho family will be destroyed, and they will only hunt Yi Shi in secret. Little 4 is quite cautious in the future. Yi Shi was careful about where he could hide from Zhang Chushuan, the old fox. But there was only appreciation in his eyes. Girls should learn to protect themselves when they are away from home. Shahu. Ha. Zhang Chushuan's eyes narrowed, and a murderous aura suddenly rippled through his body. Who are you, Shaho Jing? Yi Shi was forced by Zhang Chushuan's momentum, and his heart skipped a beat. She vaguely felt bad. Could it be that this person is an enemy of the Shaho family? This is really unjust. Who wants to die for the Shaho family? Yes, it's a father, Yi Shi said stiffly. It turned out to be the royal daughter. Zhang Chushuan took a step forward and sneered. It seems that I was lucky to meet Shaho Jing's daughter here. I, Zhang Chushuan, will start with you for the first step in destroying the Shaho family. Yi Shi. Zhang Chushuan noon. Want to extinguish Shaho Jing. Oh my god, super teammates. You heard about me. 30%. Chapter 118. Future female emperor. I slept with you, not you slept with me. Subscription required. Wait. Yi Shi reached out his jade hand to stop Zhang Chushuan from continuing to walk towards him. A pair of eyes are exceptionally bright, covering the bright moon. You say, you are Zhang Chushuan. That's right, it's Hansa. Zhang Chushuan bowed his head gently. Hansa. Yi Shi frowned suspiciously. In the Schwantian continent, gathering spirit realm cultivators can't claim to be the main seat, only spirit realm great cultivators can barely do it. She remembered that some of the materials Zhang Chushuan Dantian was scrapped, and there was no hope of gathering spirits for life. Could it be the same name and surname? Indeed, it doesn't look like the same person, and it stands to reason that Zhang Chushuan is already an old man now. I was a little disappointed for no reason, but Yi Shi still asked out loud, "Excuse me, are you Zhang Chushuan from Lingxia town?" "Huh, you actually know Hansa." Zhang Chushuan looked puzzled. "Hansa hasn't gone out for more than 30 years, how do you know me?" Question mark closing curly bracket. Plus Q equals Q%. And how do you know I'm in Lingxia town? Hearing Zhang Chushuan's words, a strange flush appeared on Yi Zai's fair face, and he said excitedly, "So, you are really the Zhang Chushuan of Lingxia town, the ghost fox of the year, the soldier demon." Ghost fox, soldier demon, Zhang Chushuan muttered softly, raised his head, and a trace of remembrance flashed in his eyes. "I didn't expect to hear these two titles after so many years. It's really familiar and unfamiliar." After sighing a few words, Zhang Chushuan stared at Yi Shi, narrowed his eyes, and asked coldly, "If you can know so much, it seems that you are indeed a member of the royal family. Then you should also know how much benefit I won for the Yu kingdom back then, and how your Shaho family also treated me, right?" Between the words, the indifference on Zhang Chushuan's face almost condensed into substance. "This matter, he is indeed angry. That's right, his Dantian was destroyed back then, and he had no cultivation value. He also did not expect the Shaho royal family to spend a huge price to help him repair 117 Fu to inquire, nor did he expect Shaho Jing to continue to cultivate him. But it is a fact that he won glory for the country, and it is also a fact that he has earned huge benefits for Vietnam, and you should always have less rewards, right?" But no, originally, he still hid a trace of fantasy, but he hid it too well, and the Shaho royal family could not find him, so he gave up. But from Yi Zai's words, it was not difficult to tell that the Shaho royal family had long mastered the matter of his seclusion in Lingxia town, but they just pretended not to know. It's chilling. The Shaho family, no matter what, will be destroyed. Zhang Chushuan's eyes had an undisguised killing intent. Yi Shi happened to capture this scene, and thought that Zhang Chushuan was targeting himself, and his heart suddenly tightened. Senior, although I am from the Shaho family, I have a feud with the Shaho family," Yi Shi said in a very fast tone, afraid that Zhang Chushuan would not say a word to the killer. "She and the Shaho family are in the same situation, can't they be implicated and killed by Zhang Chushuan, right?" "That's too unjust." Operator. Zhang Chushuan looked at Yi Shi with a kind of, "You treat me as an idiot," eyes, and sneered, "Such an inferior lie, do you think I will believe you?" "Senior, I'm really not lying." Yi Zai's voice carried a hint of crying. "It's so nervous that I'm about to cry." Operator. Zhang Yangfeng on the side quietly rolled his eyes. Grandpa is really bored, and said that this ugly woman is his scheduled junior 4. Is it really good to tease like that? How do you prove it? Zhang Chushuan put his hands behind his back and asked indifferently. "I can swear by blood." Seeing that Zhang Chushuan did not say it directly, Yi Shi immediately breathed a sigh of relief in his heart, and quickly raised his right hand and said loudly, "I, Yi Shi, once again made a blood oath, and in this life I will definitely be immortal with the Shaho family of the Yu kingdom in Nanyangzhou. If you swear for this, let me fight 5 thunders in the sky, and my soul will forever fall into reincarnation." Afraid that Zhang Chushuan would not believe it, Yi Shi vowed very fiercely. A strange blood light appeared on the surface of her body as she began to swear, becoming more and more intense. Stand. As soon as the word fell, these blood lights fused together, turning into a stream of light and disappearing into the center of Yi Zai's eyebrows. This represents the blood oath being made and binding the heavenly soul. Unless Yi Shi can break through to the quasi-emperor level one day, breaking the oath will be punished. "You really dare to make a blood oath?" Quote. Zhang Chushuan's gaze suddenly softened a lot, and then asked with some doubts, "You are Shaho Jing's daughter, which should not be fake." 99. "But why are you so different from the Shaho clan?" This. Yi Shi hesitated, but thinking of Zhang Chushuan, who she had admired since childhood, and the person who had saved her life, and seemed to have a feud with the Shaho clan, she gritted her teeth and said, "This has something to do with my physique, I am 35. Yi Shi revealed his situation and discusses, including the Zui Phoenix body, His mother and maternal grandfather were persecuted by the Shaho clan, and his half-brother Shahulong plotted against him, not only wanting to plunder his physique, but also wanting to take away his innocence. After speaking, Yi Shi looked at Zhang Chushuan extremely seriously, and said murderously, "The Shaho family treated me like this, coupled with the hatred of killing my mother and killing my grandfather, do you say that I should let them pay their blood debts and leave no one? There is also the line of the great elder of the Yi family, even if I want to enter the 9 heavens and 10 lands, I will kill them all." Yi Shi hated and hated himself for being incompetent. She hated and hated the ruthlessness of Shaho Jing and Shaho Long, and hated the lust of the Yi family elder. In any case, she wants revenge. Even if you want eternal reincarnation. It seems that this Shaho family is even more disgusting than I know. Zhang Chushuan took a deep look at Yi Shi and said with the same hatred, "For this evil scourge, we should kill it quickly, and even destroy the soul." That's right, Yi Shi thought deeply and said angrily, "That Shaho Jing, obviously my father, but regardless of the crisis of my possible death, let Shahulong use evil arts to plunder my physique, and even forced my mother to commit suicide. This Shahulong is even more disgusting. Plundering my physique can also pull a fig leaf to say that it is for cultivation, but she actually wants to get my body. I am his half-sister, it's crazy, not as good as beasts." Good. Zhang Chushuan followed Yi Zai's words and said, "This kind of garbage should be killed and taken out to feed the dogs. Aee. Feed the dog. Don't even eat dogs. That's right, don't eat dogs, and sprinkle a bubble of urine to show that you are dirty. And his soul, I really hope to send him to the fabled hell. That's right, he must go to hell and must endure untold pain. It's too cheap to go to hell, maybe he can be reincarnated, he should be dispersed and disappear from this world forever." 35. That's right, when the time comes, he will definitely be wiped out and his soul will be scattered. This super big rubbish. Yes, big rubbish. Every time Yi Shi said a word, Zhang Chushuan would follow her words. No matter how cruel Yi Shi said, Zhang Chushuan was very cooperative. This is a kind of venting. Phew. Yi Shi exhaled deeply, looked at Zhang Chushuan in surprise, and asked, "Don't you think I'm murderous?" "Is this murderous?" Zhang Chushuan smiled disdainfully. "If it were me, it would only make them worse. Besides, now, I'm ready to overthrow the Yu kingdom. Shaho clan, not a single one left. Zhang Chushuan has a murderous side leak and is undisguised." Yi Shi not only did not fear, but his eyes flashed. She felt that Zhang Chushuan at this moment was extremely handsome. "Idol, do you really want to destroy the Shaho family? I Zhang Chushuan never lie. Can I follow you then?" Yi Shi looked at Zhang Chushuan, clenched his hands, and said with a firm look in his eyes, "I want to personally erase Shahulong and Shahujing to avenge my mother." This one. Zhang Chushuan showed a hesitant expression. Seeing this, Yi Shi hurriedly expressed his loyalty. "If the idol agrees, even if I let me be a maid by your side, I only ask for revenge. If revenge succeeds, even if you want to." Speaking of this, Yi Zai's cheeks blushed and lowered his head, and he couldn't say the next words. She found herself with nothing to appeal to Zhang Chushuan. Purple myrtle body. Although this physique is a kind of holy body and is very powerful, it needs to become the master of a country before it can be developed, and use luck to practice the supreme killing and governing the country. But in this world, who is willing to give a king or even the throne to a woman who is not related to him? The Yu kingdom was originally the only country that might make Yi Shi a female emperor, but it was now hostile. As for starting your own business, how can a woman rise when her body is equivalent to being sealed? It is difficult to rise alone, let alone create a state. Yi Shi carefully analyzed it, and he didn't have anything to rely on. It is also because of this that she admires Zhang Chushuan even more, wants to learn the art of war with Zhang Chushuan, and then joins the armies of other countries, dresses as a woman, and rises with military merit. But how long will it take? Maybe she hasn't risen yet. Shahulong and Shahujing are dead, or she is dead. Now there was a shortcut in front of her and she had to grasp it. As long as you can take revenge with your own hands. And the object happens to be Zhang Chushuan's words. It seems that there is no loss either. Yi Shi glanced at Zhang Chushuan and thought secretly, women put themselves in the first position, so they feel that they are at a loss by doing such things. Zhang Chushuan is so handsome and so powerful, he is my idol. I do that kind of thing with him, not that he sleeps me, but I sleep with her. 55. I slept with my idol, and the idol still has to work for me and help me avenge, won't I earn death? If I destroy the Shah family and the Yi family, I will be alone. 99. If you can have offspring with an idol, you won't be too lonely. 99. Maybe in the future, I can start a dynasty by myself, or help the idol to become a female emperor after starting a dynasty, and he may not refuse. After all, I am her woman. When the Zui phoenix body is developed, I will embark on a good road. The more she thought about it, Yi Zai's eyes became brighter and brighter. As soon as new ideas opened, she felt that her future was bright. Should I say that it is worthy of the Zui phoenix body, a natural female emperor? Should it be said that she is a strong woman who will take the initiative to chase Zhang Chushuan in the future? Idle. Yi Shi looked at Zhang Chushuan seriously and said solemnly, I am willing to sleep. No, it's to be your woman, not to be a wife and a worldly wife. The royal wife can also, as long as you let me take revenge with my own hands. Zhang Chushuan, 30%. Chapter 119. I am your lifesaver, but you want to be my grandmother. Customized. Idle. What do you think of my proposal? Yi Shi grabbed Zhang Chushuan's arm with one hand, looking at him with blank eyes, his small eyes as if he could speak. That look, normal men can't stop. Zhang Chushuan somewhat understands why he will be conquered in the future. It is impossible to be chased backwards by a gorgeous and peerless female emperor like a little fangirl. I didn't expect that the art of war, which was tempted to see by successful people in my previous life, could come in this way. Zhang Chushuan sighed in his heart. He just wanted to say it now. Grandson Cowhide. Sun Tzu's Art of War Cowhide. You don't have to give me that promise, and you don't have to sell yourself to me. Zhang Chushuan waved his hand and said squarely, it is inevitable that my Zhang family and Shaho family will face each other, and in the next period of time, they will recruit soldiers, build high walls, accumulate grain, and slowly claim the king. 35. Build high walls, accumulate grain, and slowly claim the king. Yi Shi murmured these words softly, always feeling that there was some kind of military rationale in them. The ghost fox soldier demon is worthy of being a ghost fox soldier demon, and the casual words contain great truth. Yi Zai's eyes looked at Zhang Chushuan with even more adoration. In this regard, Zhang Chushuan said that this is also said to you. With a national family building system and a 100-fold reward ability, such a thing as slowing down the king cannot happen to the Zhang family. It's called targeted talk. As if not feeling Yi Zai's gaze, Zhang Chushuan continued. My Zhang family is eclectic to degrade talents. When I finish the things at hand, you and I will return to Lingxia town to live in peace of mind, find a suitable way for yourself, and don't worry about not having a chance to take revenge. Eclectic degrading talent. Yi Zai's eyes lit up and nodded solemnly. The man in front of him was indeed Zhang Chushuan. Her idol is powerful, and any sentence is a wise quote. I must work hard to match him. Idol, what are you going to do next? Yi Shi asked with big eyes. Conscription. 35. Conscription. Yi Shi was stunned. How could the conscription run to the ferocious beast mountain range? Is there someone here who can be conscripted? Yi Shi was puzzled, but she felt that these should be two secret questions, and she didn't ask them again very sensibly, but changed the topic and asked, Idol, I heard that your Dantian was destroyed and you can't break through the gathering spirit realm, but why are you still so young now? Zhang Chushuan looks like a handsome young man in his early 20s, and there is no sense of contradiction when standing with Yi Shi, especially since both of them have long silver hair, and they have an inexplicable sense of CP. My Dantian was not destroyed. I deliberately let out the wind. I wanted to see what the attitude of the Shaho royal family was towards me. Zhang Chushuan lied and opened his mouth. Yi Shi didn't know, but nodded in agreement, and suddenly realized, is this the idol you once said that the king chooses the subject, and the subject also chooses the king? Zhang Yangfeng's inner asked. This silly woman actually believed and obeyed. Isn't it the kind of plump-breasted big girl she likes to be brainless? It seems that you are indeed my admirer. 35. Zhang Chushuan's eyes looked at Yi Shi with more appreciation. Yi Zai's heart was delighted, his eyes flowed, and his pink cheeks were flushed. The Shaho royal family only thought that they had earned it, but they didn't know that they had lost their idol, a great talent. 55. Idol, you also saw the thin and cool nature of the Shaho family, and planned to get rid of it, and return the people of the country to a clear and sunny day, and over the years, Lingxia town has built a high wall and accumulated grain. 99. When the time comes, you can destroy the Shaho royal family with the force of thunder. Idol, you are so powerful. The adoration in Yi Zai's eyes was no longer pretended. Zhang Chushuan gave her a thumbs up. Awesome, powerful, all the things that are not at all have been said by you, but soon the Zhang family will indeed replace the Shaho family, and in the name of Yu Yi Shi, it is just and righteous. Even as you can see, it seems that you are very talented in this area. 35. Zhang Yangfeng's inner Ost. He was fooled by you into being like this, and there is talent. Really? Yi Zai's face suddenly showed joy, like the first bloom of flowers. I Zhang Chushuan never tell lies. Zhang Chushuan said seriously. Zhang Yangfeng's inner Ost. You don't have a truth. Can that idol teach me the art of war? Yi Shi couldn't help but blurt out. She wanted to increase her time with Zhang Chushuan. If she only worshipped Zhang Chushuan's ability before, she has now begun to worship Zhang Chushuan as a person. Look at how talented you are, you can. Zhang Chushuan pondered for a moment and said, but my art of war is not in vain, and in the next period of time, I will be my maid for a period of time, no problem, right? Is it an equivalent exchange? Good. Yi Shi gladly accepted, feeling that Zhang Chushuan was high and bright. Originally, she had been sent to the door as a maid, but she was rejected. But now when I want to teach the art of war, I take the initiative to mention it, because I am afraid that I will feel embarrassed. Idle people are so nice. Zhang Yangfeng's inner Ost. Going around in circles or becoming a maid, Grandpa can really play. Idle, so you're now a great cultivator of the incarnation realm. It's just a great cultivator of the transformation spirit realm. I dare not say that I want to destroy the Yu kingdom. Zhang Chushuan smiled mysteriously. What kind of incarnation spirit realm great cultivator? He has not even arrived in the late stage of gathering spirit realm. But after the concentric skill of the whole clan is turned on, it is right to use the sword intent to destroy the real people of the Dan realm. That's not a lie. Gollum, pout. 35. Yi Shi still wanted to ask something, but an indisputable voice suddenly came from his stomach. Operator. Yi Zai's face suddenly turned red, and her fair appearance under the moonlight was more beautiful and delicate. It's a shame. It seems that my cheap fourth wife has not had a good life these days. Quote. Zhang Chushuan's eyes were soft, and a boundless killing intent for the Shaho family emerged from the depths of his eyes. Starting from teasing Yi Shi, he said a lot of jokes. But the remarks of the Shaho family and the Yi family are not among them. Anyone who dares to persecute him must be retributed tenfold. Yan Feng, Grandpa, I'm hungry. Take this two-headed clouded leopard and eat tonight. Zhang Yangfeng, isn't it just a late-night snack? Grandpa, you really pity Jade. The heart is infinitely complaining, but Zhang Yangfeng still plays the image of a good grandson on the surface, obediently carrying a double-headed clouded leopard. Yi Shi looked at this scene, and a trace of warmth flashed in his eyes. This idol turned out to be a warm man. Trouble you, Yan Feng. Yi Shi smiled at Zhang Yangfeng. You're welcome. Zhang Yangfeng showed a slightly stiff smile. Why did this woman speak in the tone of an elder? Do you really think of yourself as your grandmother? Absolutely, this woman and Grandpa are simply a pair made in heaven. I said that I was his lifesaver, but she was bent on being my grandmother. Give the judges, is this too much? An hour later. At 4 moments, Shajia village. As Zhang Yanran healed Shah retreat with his ice-deep eyes, everyone in the Shah family breathed a sigh of relief and went back to the bedroom to sleep, and the Shah family village quickly returned to peace. Zhang Jingxuan put his beloved wife to sleep, came to the courtyard outside the house alone, took out the communication token, and pinched the magic trick. On the body of the beast Suzaku, Zhang Chushuan gently put down Yi Shi, who was in a deep sleep, and took out the communication token to connect. Father. 99. Jin Zan, the matter is settled. Yes, father, what do I need to do next? There is no need to do anything deliberately, just let the entire village of Shajia village relocate to Lingxia town, and then I will have a way to turn that soul-containing land into my Zhang family's forbidden land. 5. 0 asking for flowers. Yes, the Shah family. You mean compensation. 35. Well, Pifu is not guilty, it is a curse in the hands of the Shah family, we are helping them, but this is not bad. Remember, my Zhang family must be cruel to any enemy and opponent, but it can't be too Philistine for its own people, and for the compensation of the Shah family, at that time, my Zhang family will obtain soul stones in the soul land, of which 30% have been converted into resources according to the market price. After all, it is Yan Mo and Yan Ran mother clan, and it can't be too much of our pace. With a 100-fold reward ability in hand, any gain can be doubled 100-fold. Zhang Chushuan will not be bad for his own people. Yes, I will tell Jingzhou, does the child need to explore that mine tomorrow? Go, but remember to go again tomorrow at noon, remember to bring the teleportation beads. 35. Teleportation beads. Well, that soul land is artificially created, containing a large array and at least 100 million souls. It doesn't hurt to be cautious. Shish. At least 100 million dead. The child knows. Well, that's it. 35. Zhang Chushuan hung up the communication and closed his eyes. 0. At the same time, the junction of Lintang County and Lanyu Pavilion. In a small town named Sheui, there are two non-influx families, namely the Wang family and the He family, and the two have always been related by marriage, and there are few disputes on weekdays. In a relatively large mansion of the Wang family, a young man suddenly opened his eyes and flashed a hint of joy, finally broken through to the eightfold refining body realm. Thank you, Zhang Chushuan. I don't know if with my current cultivation, I can inherit the position of patriarch in advance. That person is right. As long as we become the patriarch, we traversers use the family panel, have a great advantage, and can quickly make achievements. It's going to be unboxed again in 2 days, hoping to get something good and sell it to Zhang Chushuan. After moving his muscles, the young man got up from the bed, gently left the bedroom, and walked towards the martial arts training field. Having just completed the breakthrough, he is in good spirits and wants to practice a set of boxing. Halfway through, the young man suddenly stopped and looked up at the bright clouds that were suddenly hidden by the clouds. At the level of Mingyun, a black shadow seemed to fly slowly and quickly to the other side. What the hell? The young man frowned slightly and took out the telescope he had invented from the ring. Soon, Tendu, dressed in golden robes, and a ghostly figure appeared in the camera. The 10 were neatly divided into 2 sides, with a huge coffin on their shoulders. The coffin was 3 feet long and 5 feet wide, and its whole body was pure white, emitting bloody light in the moonlight. Eerie, serene, with a dementor aura. These 10 golden figures carried this strange coffin like this, flying in the night sky at an unknown height. Shish, the young man gasped. What is it? 10 ghosts carrying the coffin. Spooky recovery. Schwantian continent actually has this ghost thing. The young man subconsciously swallowed. If ordinary people see this scene, they are afraid that they will be directly scared to death. If it is a ghost, it can move freely, and it should be 10 evil spirits comparable to the great cultivator of the incarnation spirit realm. If it's not a ghost, it's even more terrifying. Unless you cultivate special martial arts, only a strong person in the Jaden realm can fly in the air for a short time. The point is on that coffin. The young man had a chill down his spine, and he couldn't help but guess what was lying in the coffin. It can be 10 ghosts, at least the level of powerful ghosts to carry the coffin, and the existence in the coffin is extremely strong. Jaden Realm, or the Divine Mansion Realm. River. 30%. Chapter 120. 10 ghosts carry the coffin. Is there no way for Big Brother Zhang to come? Subscription required. Boom. With a strange thunderclap, dark clouds swept in the sky, and 10 golden shadows carried the white jade coffin, always floating on the dark clouds, as if stepping on dark clouds. The black breath rippled, and the momentum was endless. The golden clothes of the 10 people shone brightly in the moonlight, but they were not sacred, but carried the aura of Senro, as if to dye the world black. The 10 people were extremely strange, and their movements seemed to be slow and fast, and after a few flashes, they disappeared without a trace, leaving only dark clouds that were still spreading and spreading. Is it going to rain? The boy took a deep breath and felt a little stuffy in his chest. He had a hunch that something big was going to happen in this Nanyang prefecture. If it is 10 powerful ghosts carrying the coffin, then it is better. The existence in the white jade coffin should be a real person of the Jaden realm, and each of the 5 major countries of Nanyang Prefecture has at least 2 real people of the Jaden realm, and the strongest country of Qi has a real person in the middle of the Jaden realm. 10 ghosts carrying the coffin is just a joke. But his intuition told him that the appearance of a ghost general was not so high profile and hateful. The real situation may be that 10 ghosts will carry the coffin. Those 10 ghost generals are already comparable to the peak power of 120 after the 5 major powers unite, but the most truly fatal crisis is the blood-colored existence in the white jade coffin. This is most likely a divine mansion realm true monarch. The direction in which the 10 ghosts carried the coffin seems to be the giant barbarian sect of the 8-rank superior sect, and I don't know what happened. What an eventful autumn. The young man clenched his hands, and a huge pressure hit his heart. Maybe that idea, you can try it. I don't know if Zhang Chushuan is willing. The next day, 1 hour, 9 o'clock in the morning. Closing parenthesis. The sun shines on the earth and the temperature rises slowly. Yi Shi made a light sound, slowly opened his eyes, half asleep, his eyes were misty. Stretching out, she slowly raised her hand and rubbed her eyes. The next moment, she shivered all over her body and looked around. This is behind a flame giant bird. The surrounding clear blue sky is as clear as jasper, seems to be within reach, a few thin white clouds under the giant bird, as if sunburned, slowly floating with the wind. There is also a big bird atmosphere in the clouds, like fish jumping into the water. These landscapes are beautiful, so beautiful that they are breathtaking, and they don't make people feel in danger. Why am I here? Could it be that I died, but ascended to immortality? Yi Zai's thoughts were a little chaotic for a while, and he finally found a trace of memory, staying at the picture of the two-headed clouded leopard unleashing a fireball attack. So, did he really die? Yi Zai's eyes turned slightly and he caught a figure standing on the head of the flame giant bird. This is a slender figure, a plain white robe sets off the snowy skin, and the waist silver hair flutters in the wind, emitting sporadic points of light in the sun, and the hands carried are slender as jade, which is a hand-controlled gospel. The firebird flies north, with the sun star on the left front. This scene is familiar. Wow. Yi Zai's memory was awakened and emerged like a tide. Two-headed clouded leopard. Life is critical. Heroes save beauty. Strong Zhang Chushuan ate the roast meat of the Zan rank fierce beast. Qi and blood surged, and his cultivation broke through to the realm of the peak of the refining body realm, and finally Zhang Chushuan's words fluttered lightly, and his eyelids became very heavy and fell into a deep sleep. Everything, all recalled. I slept the most stable sleep since I fled. I already have a backer, a backbone, and a future goal. Idle. 35. Yi Shi slowly got up, walked to Zhang Chushuan, came side by side with him, looked down on the mountains and rivers below, and his whole heart rose. Awake. Zhang Chushuan looked sideways at Yi Shi with a smile on the corner of his mouth. That greeting with a chuckle made Yi Shi feel like he was listening to a beautiful musical note. Well, I haven't slept so comfortably in a long, long time. Yi Ziming's eyes flashed with a strange brilliance. Since the Zui Phoenix body was detected 4 years ago, and he was placed under house arrest by Shaho Jing before he was happy, this was the only time he slept soundly. That feeling, as if the whole person has been washed in some way, very relaxed. It will always be so comfortable, even more comfortable. Zhang Chushuan looked ahead again, and his voice drifted in the wind. Yi Shi smiled with eyebrows and did not speak, but he trusted in his heart. Teacher Zhang, is this your mount under your feet? Yi Shi tilted his neck and looked at Zhang Chushuan. That sound made Zhang Chushuan look back on. Maybe he felt good about himself, but Zhang Chushuan felt that Yi Shi called himself Teacher Zhang, not because he agreed last night to learn the art of war on his side. That feeling, much like a husband and wife who were both teachers in their previous lives, will also use a teacher's exchange when they call each other, with respect and unique feelings. Zaire, this is not a spirit beast. Zhang Chushuan smiled shallowly, acquiescing to Yi Zai's address to himself. Not a spirit beast. Yi Shi blinked his eyelids lightly, his eyes confused. Click. The sound of mechanical opening suddenly sounded in the rear, and then Zhang Yangfeng's voice was heard. Grandpa, and this Ms. Yi, it's time for breakfast. 99. Only then did Yi Shi sound Zhang Chushuan is not alone, and has a good grandson by his side. She turned her head to look and sent a hole in the back of the big bird on her feet, and Zhang Yangfeng shot a head out of it. This big bird is a beast. Yi Shi immediately thought of the truth. That's right, it's an earth-tier beast named Suzaku. Zhang Chushuan nodded gently, then turned around dashingly, stepped out and came to the entrance of the cave, and his voice fluttered softly, let's eat breakfast first. 99. Yes, Yi Shi immediately responded, but there was still a shock in his eyes. Earth-tier beast Suzaku. This is a prop whose strength is comparable to that of a real person in the Jaden realm, but the preciousness is that even the true monarch of the Divine Mansion realm cannot afford. Zhang Chushuan actually has one. What is the essence of this? Terrible, but reassure her. At the same time, in the chat section, 0. He Chow. Brothers, I'm going to kneel. I hope that in the next life we will still be fellow countrymen. What's the trouble? Seeing someone hanging up early in the morning doesn't bode well. 35. Brother, you are from Sanshan Town, Yugo, Nanyang Prefecture, what happened? I remember you said that your family elders are from the giant barbarian sect of the 8-rank superior sect, and you are about to enter the sect to study, right? He Chow. I'd rather not enter and am now waiting to die. Don't be so pessimistic. We have Zhang Chushuan boss on our regional channel. You may be able to ask the big guy to help. 39. Or trading point props, it's all opportunities. Wang Xie. Brother, you have worshipped the giant barbarian sect. The power of the giant barbarian sect of the Eight Pins sect spread throughout several counties in the two provinces of Lintang County and Lanyu County, including Shui Town. He Chow. I'd rather I hadn't been in, ha ha ha. He Chow. Big brother Zhang can't help me, I'm waiting to die, blood, it's all blood. Dead people, all four, darkness swept through, cannibalism, broken arms and limbs all over the body, ha 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 ha. With this sentence, all the online traversers seemed to have seen a doomsday scene. The hearts of the people followed. This He Chow didn't seem to be joking. But how desperate did he go through to make such a thing happen? Zhang Dewei is now a recognized bigwig in the region. Because everyone is not stupid. After the Yu royal family released the news that Lingxia town was promoted to the Bapin family, everyone found out that the patriarch of this family was called Zhang Chushuan, and they all had speculations. Although I don't understand why Zhang Chushuan is an old ancestor and not a family of 3 generations of disciples. But that doesn't stop them from feeling awe. The 8 products represent the incarnation of the spiritual realm. The spirit realm is in a small town, and you can walk sideways. Coupled with the super fair price offered by Zhang Chushuan for doing business in regional channels, Natural 4.4 has emerged a group of advocates and followers. Didn't you provoke the existence of the Jaden realm? He Chow. Does the Jaden realm exist? If only it were just the Jaden realm. Everyone, I decided to commit suicide, I hope I have an afterlife, goodbye. Zhang Chushuan. Don't worry, you said that you are a disciple of the giant barbarian sect. He Chow. Ha ha ha, I didn't expect to be able to talk to Big Brother Zhang when I was dying. That's right, I just became a disciple of the outer sect of the giant barbarian sect. Zhang Chushuan. You are so desperate, is it because the 10 ghosts carried the coffin? Wang Xie. 10 ghosts carrying the coffin. I saw it last night, and it did go in the direction of the Jubarian sect. Quote. He Chow. Big Brother Zhang even knows this. Zhang Chushuan. It seems to be correct, so now the giant barbarian sect is being brutally destroyed. 99. I don't have the ability to protect the giant barbarian sect, but I can protect you. Let's trade. I'll come to the giant barbarian sect right now. Inside the body of the beast Suzaku, a smile appeared in Zhang Chushuan's eyes. I didn't expect such a coincidence. God help me too. Expect such a coincidence. God help me too. Expect such a coincidence. God help me too.